Okay, I'm back. Just gonna give it a few more moments, a minute or whatever. John, are you still around, dude? John Bell. So I'm gonna try this again. This is take two, three, four. I don't know how many takes this is. I was trying to do this an hour ago. Obviously, things got bad. I watched it back. Maybe I had my Bluetooth headphones still because the weird thing is with my earbuds, when I had those up, those on, I had those up too high. It sounds like I'm yelling at you guys, but here I had the volume down and it made my audio sound bad. Like I was thinking, is it the headphones? Maybe it just ain't held loud enough. Maybe that's the thing because I'm not so close to the microphone. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to figure things out as I go. All right, so Saturday Night Live chat. I'm back up and running. Hold on, one more time. Me do something. I got the Bluetooth on. Okay, I don't honestly know why the audio still sounds so bad. I don't know. I'm just kind of still trying to figure this all out with the VPN and stuff. This is not going as well as I thought it would. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or what. If it just got messed up in the storm, and now it's just lagging the quality. Like it's bugging me. Like, well, that's because I'm waiting for people to come on. So I have to make sure if I can watch myself that you guys can. I just don't like it when it sounds like I'm a robot kind out. So hold on, let me do one more thing here. Headset, earpiece.
I'm using the headset earpiece setting. So once again, I'm just testing everything out. I use the headset earpiece setting. So once again, I'm just testing everything out. Okay, it doesn't sound too bad. It seems like when I have it on Bluetooth, because I don't have a microphone, it doesn't work very well. Yeah, I'm just testing everything out. Okay, it doesn't sound too bad. It seems like when I have it on Bluetooth, because I don't have a microphone, it doesn't work very well. All right, I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna try to go with it. Maybe it's just the first few minutes of the stream don't go so well. So whoever's watching, thank you for watching this. I wanted to talk about everything of NXT. I was hoping, like I said, some people will come on and maybe chat with me. I want to chat. Hey, John Patel, once again, dude, if you're watching, if you want to come on real quick and chat with me, then I was hoping some other people would come on, but it's like, man. So I don't know. I'm gonna just sit here for a moment, just see how things go. See who all jumps in to chat with me. So I apologize, guys. I did not want to put those streams up and have to, keep messing around. But I'm like, man. All right, you're here. Cool. All right, Big John's here. Awesome. Who else is here? I mean, I guess David Witt was here earlier too. I don't know. Maybe I could. I mean, I'd like to have you on more. So I really do want you to join my Discord whenever you can, because I don't mind messaging you on Instagram, but it would be cool to have you there too on Discord. I mean, I promise everybody there is good. Joe Johnny's there, Jay State CC090, Josh is there. There's a cool guy named Steven Rakin. He's there, which he might. I don't know if he's gonna come on. He might already be in bed. But yeah. Hold on. Just I'm using my other phone at the moment. I'm also kind of like so. Those other streams are probably gonna get taken down here soon, just because those were just for tests. So bear with me real quick as I'm waiting to see what else pops on. Like I was hoping Josh Russell would jump on. I mean, I can understand maybe he might still be in bed. I hope he hasn't, you know, lost any sleep or what's going on with. I guess where he lives, they're already going into lockdown. So, man, this COVID, man. I mean, it affects wrestling to an extent because I mentioned in my stream last week that Thunder could come back at some point. while that's not set in stone, still, man. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. I'm just getting rid of some stuff. I'm getting rid of these other streams, so they're gone, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm just kind of a little bothered. Plus, I got spam bots that are leaving me comments on the streams. Like, man, damn spam bots. Maybe just my internet's crap. Maybe it's I don't know. So I watch it back on here and on my TV, and it doesn't help too well. And then I watch it on the phone occasionally. Okay, download Discord. Awesome, dude. All right. Because then I can send you. I already have the link posted on my Discord. So, yeah, just go over there, join, and then it'd just be easier to me have to send you a message on Instagram because on here it takes forever on this phone. I mean, some stuff not so much, but still. Let's see. I gotta get rid of my duplicate live video. Delete it. All right, there we go. But yeah, definitely look forward to having you there. But you can chat with me and everybody else that's there. And like I said, I'm trying to hopefully maybe get Josh to join in at some point. But man, I mean, he missed the last one on last time, which is understandable. I mean, he may have had stuff he had to do last Sunday. So once again, it's just trying to schedule these at the right time. But once again, I'm just hoping to see who else will jump on. I even talked to Jim earlier because I was messaging him on Instagram and stuff, and I never heard back from him. I'm just hoping to see who else jumped on. I even talked to Jim earlier because. Sorry, I had to do another test on TV. Okay, so audio is good. Video, not so much. That's why I quit doing Restream, but Restream is worse. Restream would pause the screen entirely. Where I would start talking, you would stop seeing my mouth move, and like it just, but just imagine my mouth closing, but you don't see me move, but you would still hear me talking. But at least with StreamYard, you can still see me, but just it's pixelated. So it's like, man, and I mentioned this earlier. I think I might mention it in the other stream, or maybe this one. I'm starting to kind of lose my trail of thought of when I did it, but I was saying there's a little extension piece I can add. So I just got a notification. I think. All right, cool. John, you're there. All right, I see you there. All right. John Patel is now on my Discord. Awesome, dude. I'm glad you're in. All right, so I gotta go to general discussion on my Discord. So okay. So guys, like I said before, I was gonna try to get everything started up. Of course, the big discussion, and I'm sure John, you'll have your thoughts too. The future of NXT and the war between Vince and Triple H, and how it's just getting ridiculous. I mean, WWE, at least for a decent amount, is kind of unwatchable, but it still has its moments. I mean, SmackDown's good. I mean, and another thing I want to talk about would be Roman Reigns, John Cena, and how finally they're doing the right thing and letting people like Roman and Cena say what they want to say, not write a script. So that's two things I'll talk about. And also AEW, Christian, win the Impact title and what it means for All Out coming up in a few weeks. And of course, CM Punk. Apparently debut next week. So there's a talk. Of course, my cat wants to be a little bit annoying right now. So John, whenever you see the link in the YouTube live streams on my Discord, all right, there we go. Let's bring him on. Add the stream. All right.
Hey, John,
Welcome,
what's up,
Big
man?
John.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. So real quick, go to Sedge real quick and immediately a little bit. So you see the more thing on. There should be a settings. Try to turn your mic up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
You may have to kind of mess around with it for a little bit,
Oh
and I'll
yeah.
let you know if I can hear you a little better.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me, man?
All right, I can hear. I mean, I got the. I'm gonna turn my volume up a little bit so I can hear you somewhat. I mean, I guess I got my volume as low as I can get to go, but on the more thing for settings, I know you have to go default. There's speakerphone. I don't know if you have earbuds or any headphones you can use. That also helps with the audio.
Oh yeah. I got some Beats headphones. I'll put them on if I have to.
Yeah, because that might help a little bit.
Oh yeah. Let me go and grab them real quick.
All right, cool. So guys, while I wait for John to get his headphones, because like I said, that always helps. And then when you do that, you have to make sure you go to where you're on the settings. It has the headpiece, where it be the wired headpiece or Bluetooth. Wired headpiece seems to be the one that works the best for me, I guess. I tried to use Bluetooth earlier, and that made the audio sound choppy. So yeah, I had to make sure.
Hello.
All right. So on the more thing, go to the settings. We're going to where the microphone is. You go to settings, you go to audio, and then you go to mic options, and you want to make sure you click it where it says headset earpiece, and then you should be able to adjust your mic volume.
Oh yeah. I got it now, man.
All right, yeah, just turn it up a little bit if you can, and I'll let you know if it's loud enough.
All right. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Uh, let's see. Yeah, I guess this is as high as I can get it.
Okay. Unless my Bluetooth headset disconnected. I mean, I'm trying to make sure it didn't, so it's kind
Oh
of weird.
yeah.
Like I can hear you, but hmm.
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good with the Beats.
Okay, it's kind of strange. I don't know why it's not letting me hear in my headphones. So let me try it one more time here. I'm going to do something real quick.
I don't know why it's not letting me hear it through my headphones. Oh man, that's kind of strange. That's what it was working fine earlier, and it's like now it's not even letting me hear any audio. I don't know what the heck's going on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty well. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on. They need to fix the
okay,
audio.
cool. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I was like wondering like why wasn't I was not able to hear anything. I was like, all right, so I guess if the users on YouTube can hear us, let us know. If not, I mean, StreamYard and YouTube need to get their shit together.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It's a pain in the butt's what it is.
Okay, that's why I had to cancel my stream. At one point, I said, screw this.
Oh,
I put up the two middle fingers and I was done.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how I
So how?
feel about this stream. In fact, yeah, I just got a VPN to see if that'll do anything. I mean, hopefully it'll help somewhat, but not by much.
Oh, oh yeah, man. So I heard you talking about AEW, and honestly, I really enjoyed Rampage. I thought it was a really good show. I enjoyed Christian Cage winning the Impact Championships. It was a great match.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch it in full, but to see Christian win a world title again was something cool. I mean, especially since he also will be facing Kenny at All Out for the AEW Championship, so he could capture that belt too in another
Oh,
winner takes all match.
oh yeah, I'm pretty excited for All Out, and I love what they're doing with Britt Baker as well, and Miro, being the Redeemer, and
Mm-hmm.
I honestly love what AEW is doing. Like I actually told Billy Gunn this. I actually met Billy Gunn a couple weeks ago. He came to a Comic Con here in Tupelo,
Mm.
and I got to talk to him. I told him that what you guys are doing with AEW is y'all, I told him, I said, AEW brought back my passion for wrestling. And, we talked about that. And I asked about Austin and Cole. And he said, it made his heart happy that I asked about his kids. And, and after, we talked. He signed a 8x10 for me, and he even signed a couple of my trading cards I had of his from those old superstars cards and all those. So I'll
Oh
probably
yeah.
do a video one day. I'll probably do a collection video one day. But right now I'm just getting like full sets. So I started after I met Billy. I started collecting cards again. So I got a couple TNA like you remember
Mm.
those 2008 Impact and
Oh yeah, the
Cross
ones with like
Alliance.
TriStar. Yeah, I still have some of those.
Yeah, I actually got the full sets of them on eBay. I got them for a pretty good deal, so I bought those, and then I got those extreme cards that they did when Hogan and them came in,
Hmm.
and yeah, I got those for a pretty good deal as well.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking of trading cards, T and Coupon actually he let me know that there's going to be AEW cards coming out in November, made by Upper Deck. So we got to look forward to
Oh,
those
I'm
if I can
buying.
find them, of course, not to buy them online.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you something else that's really cool. Like since I live close to Memphis, a lot of AEW guys have been coming here. Like Lance Hoyt was here a couple weeks ago, and Marco Stunt was actually in Memphis today. I was gonna go to that, but I ended up getting busy, where I would have been able to see Marco and Eugene.
Mm, cool.
But yeah, when those AEW cards come out, oh, I'm gonna get the full set. At least try.
Me, yeah, full set, but being a YouTuber, I'm gonna try to open up the packs on camera. So I could go that way,
Oh
but also
yeah.
I might try to, do the fill the chase.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, man. I usually wait now that I got eBay now. I usually like to wait and see because usually there's someone that sells the full set for a pretty good price. So I was like, yeah, I don't do doubles anymore.
No, I understand. I understand.
Oh yeah, it became hectic with the doubles, but yeah, man, it's been pretty good. My collection's slowly growing again. I got a bunch of autograph cards I found cheap, so I got a bunch of Christian Cage signed
Mm.
cards I found.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the autographs everybody's gonna want now are CM Punk's with him getting ready to debut here soon.
Oh man, CM Punk. Yeah, I would love to see him in AEW.
Well, I mean, if the rumors are true, Tony Khan keeps saying, "Oh yeah, it's gonna happen." I'll see him Punk, he just trolled and said, "Oh no, I got other plans." So, and he even kind of made a little joke about it recently, I guess, in the company he does commentary for, Cage Fight, Cage Fury Fighting Championship, whatever it's called. They mentioned that he was like, "Oh yeah, this is like my debut, I guess, in AEW," however the full quote went. But yeah, they've been teasing a lot, so it's like, I mean, if it does happen this coming Friday on the second episode of Rampage from Chicago, I mean, man, if it
I
does
look at it
happen, I
like
mean, it was the biggest troll of the year.
I look at it like this. When you see it, believe it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Between him and
Oh,
Daniel Bryan, or I should say Bryan Danielson, both being out of AEW, and Bryan Danielson's supposed to debut, I think, either before or after All Out. So, like I said, to have those two big names in AEW, I mean, especially with WWE just letting so many people go, having
Bray
Aleister
Wyatt.
Black now, it's Malachi Black, and Bray Wyatt, that's another name. When his no compete clause ends, I mean, he debuts in AEW. There you go, right there. Somebody else that they just
Oh
drop the
yeah.
ball with, especially in terms of the themes.
Oh, oh yeah.
Oh, we
Braun
got Steve
Strowman's
Rankin.
another.
Yep. Stuffy stuff. Drop in for a sec. So they're working fine, Steven. I had to cancel my first stream because I was having some problems. Plus, I don't know how the video's looking to you guys as you watch it, how pixelated I look, and how the audio sounds. Hopefully, everything's all good for you guys out there. 'Cause it might be different
Oh
for
yeah.
anybody that's maybe in the studio with me, but for the viewers, it might be a different experience.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The only time I watched Raw was when Cena came back. Like even some of my buddies who don't watch WWE anymore, when they found out Cena came back, man, everybody I knew was watching it. Even my buddy at the gym, and me and him, we talk about it sometimes, and we were big Braun Strowman fans and the Fiend, and even he told me that WWE just slowly, it's ridiculous. Vince
Yeah.
McMahon, honestly, the guy needs to step away and, if
Yep.
anything, let Triple H handle things because it's
Yes, and
ridiculous.
that's the
Braun,
yep. I know, and that's the big
um,
thing about this stream. Of course, Vince McMahon put his dirty hands on NXT. It's like leave NXT alone, Vince. And it's to the point I think Triple H could end up leaving, but I'm like, man, what
oh,
side Stephanie gonna take if her husband leaves and if she's gonna still be loyal to her father or not?
I'll tell you what I think, and I'm sorry to say this, but I think Stephanie needs to slap some sense into him like she did Linda. I think difference was that was a storyline. I mean, for reals.
Oh
And
yeah,
usually I don't believe in something like this, but the way Vince is messing with people's livelihoods, man. I mean, look at all the people. Look at FTR. Heck, look at Brody Lee. They had a talent like Brody Lee.
oh yeah, the late Brody
And
Lee, man.
I'll tell you, man, it's a travesty the fact that he never got to wrestle in front of a live crowd for AEW.
Oh
At least in
yeah,
his last match against Cody, at least there was a socially distanced crowd. So at least he did get to wrestle in front of a crowd. But again, it's a real shame, man.
it is indeed. I mean, yeah, it's just a shame of
Um,
everything that's going on. I mean, Braun Strowman before he got let go by the WWE, he was ready to start, tear it up in front of the live crowds, and then WWE just thought, oh, we're just gonna axe him. So,
yeah.
just Vince McMahon, he's senile. He needs to step down already.
And it's crazy.
It's
People,
like he's
Bruce
gonna
Pritchard was
keep
talking.
the company in his hands till he dies.
Exactly.
Okay, let's
And
go
the
on
thing,
ahead.
yeah, I mean, the thing is the amount of people these past couple years that have left. I mean, look at Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, man. They have talents like Bronson Reed. I mean, it's just crazy. And honestly, for me, the only reason I am watching NXT is because of the way. I love what they're doing with, Johnny, and of course, congratulations to him and Candice LeRae. And I love what they're doing with
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory and Indy and Dexter and of course Adam Cole.
Oh yeah, if they can keep Adam Cole, because he might be leaving
If they
after
can keep,
Takeover next Sunday. Vince
and
McMahon
you already
himself
know where
offered
he's.
him $1 million to stay, but yeah, they really want to change NXT. Oh, well, by the way, we don't want any smaller guys over the age of 30 working on NXT anymore. That's Vince
Here's
for
how.
you. He still thinks it's the 1980s, early 90s when we still have big, roided up, muscular guys in the company. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh, Vince.
Oh, Vince, man. And honestly, Adam, listen to me, man. Go to AEW. I mean, heck, Britt's there. Your friends are there. Dude, that's where he belongs. With Kenny and the Bucks and the Good Brothers, and that's where he belongs, man. Not in WWE with a senile old Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because if he goes to the main roster, I mean, how can we guarantee he's going to still get the same push he got in NXT? I mean, we're lucky we still get to see Finn Balor every now and then. I mean, of course, I don't know what's going to go on with him since they took him out of the title picture because Cena went and stole the contract from after Corbin got involved. And yeah,
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and I'll tell you another thing. I mean, like the way they treated Samoa Joe in the main roster as well. I mean, come on, look at Samoa Joe in TNA. Look at the matches he was having with Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett. I mean, he was having phenomenal matches, and it's ridiculous. Look at the way they treated Kurt Angle. And listen, I like Baron Corbin, but his last match should have been against Cena. And what was crazy was Cena brought back the Doctor of Thugonomics, and the fact that they put him and Baron Corbin in, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But hey, it's
Yeah,
Vince
they
McMahon
just
for you.
yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
And don't get me started on that fucking Mark Carrano too. What he did to Mickey James. You know,
Yeah.
even my gym buddy and I were talking about it. Even he agreed that Mark Carrano was always a little creep, going back to Total Divas.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories, but hey, he's gone from the company, so at least that's a good thing.
Oh, oh yeah. Like I'll tell you how bad it got. Like his ex girlfriend even exposed him on Twitter, saying that like he was hiding the belt underneath his bed and all that. And
I heard
I
about
was
that.
just like, I was like, you know what? Like you said, at least he's out of the company, and it's just ridiculous, man. And I'll tell you another talent that they got rid of, Mike Kanellis,
Oh yeah.
Mike and Maria. Look at what they did to them.
Shoot, everybody has a good name. Zack Ryder, of course, now under Matt Cardona's real name. Kurt Hawkins or
Kurt
Brian
Hawkins,
Myers. Uh, yeah, I
Miro,
mean Rowan. Of course, the Good Brothers. Of course, with them being an AEW plus Impact.
of course.
EC3. Somebody that got the ball with, who was
Oh,
the main eventer in Impact.
I love
Heath
EC3.
Slater.
Oh yeah, I
So many
got
people they
kids.
could have kept in the company, but they're like, look, we're just gonna let them go. Budget cut. Budget cut my ass. And you have to make it
Braun
record profits.
Strowman.
We're made for Vince in their circle.
I gotta say one thing, Vince McMahon, you can take your budget cuts and shove it up your ass. That's what you can do.
Oh yeah,
Because I'm
exactly.
because it's ridiculous, man. He's messing with people's livelihoods, man. People's livelihoods. It's ridiculous, man. And honestly, I feel bad for Linda McMahon having to deal with this guy. I
I
mean,
know.
it's
It's like,
ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. You think back to 20 years ago and how Vince was pretending to divorce Linda, and then when she was in the wheelchair, then finally in the match with
Trish
him and Shane,
Stratus.
when she got up and kicked him in the balls, she do that for real. Just kicking the balls,
Now,
kick him in
you,
his grapefruits are pretty much are raisins now.
oh man, the genetic jackhammer, as Vince called himself. You know what I'll never forget is him kissing on all them divas, man. Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson. I mean,
Oh
the
yeah.
list goes on and on. It's like, dude, you are an old man. You are old enough to be their father, their grandfather, whatever the case is. It's nasty.
And he has a sick mind. Remember, at one point, he was going to do an incest angle with Stephanie. So
With
this tells
Stephanie,
you
I
Vince
was.
has no bounds to his
That's what I was
insanity.
about to bring up. That's what I was about to bring up. It's
I'm sure you
ridiculous,
will. I
man.
mean, everybody's heard it by now. If you've heard all the dirt sheets, like how he wanted to do that at one point. Thank God it was scrapped, but that he would actually think about something like that.
I'll tell you something else. Earlier. I was watching the ECW documentary. With the rise and fall and the Paul Heyman documentary, and it's crazy what he did to ECW. You know, now in the beginning, I'll admit it was pretty good, man. But after a while, he ruined it. It was ridiculous, man. The fact that they even called it ECW was a joke.
Or WWE CW is what we prefer to call it because
WWE
that's all it
ECW.
really was. I mean,
It,
yeah,
it
especially
was
when they
crap.
decided to start, firing all the originals. I mean, the fact Tommy Dreamer stuck around as long as he did, and then changed that
Oh
belt,
yeah,
that
they
big
got.
old silver belt, put the WWE logo on it, and put World Wrestling Entertainment
Yeah.
instead of Extreme Championship Wrestling, just made it a brand title instead of a world title like it used to be. But,
Oh yeah. They got rid of Sabu and all of them. I was actually talking to Justin Credible about it a couple years ago, and even he agreed. But he said it is what it is, and I agree with him. But I will say in the beginning it was good. I loved watching guys like Elijah Burke and Kevin Thorne and CM Punk and Kelly. In the beginning, it was awesome because he also had the original Sandman, Sabu, Dreamer. Heck, Roadkill was even part of. So it
Rob
is what it is.
Van Dam. Yep.
Oh, oh God! When Van Dam finally won the WWE Championship, I was excited, and then he got busted. Him and Sabu.
I know. If you just would not have any weed with him or anything like that, not whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now of course there were some good sides to the ECW brands. I mean, we did see people like John Morrison, Zack Ryder, Yoshitatsu, Sultan Benjamin. Had some pretty good
Kofi,
matches. I mean, yes, Kobe Kingston got his start there. I mean, it's kind of like ECW, the
Sheamus.
WWE version. It was the predecessor to the NXT brand in a way. And then, of course, it replaced the NXT that was a competition game show version before it became what is today, being a developmental territory. But still, it's kind of like it gave birth to what NXT is. But as always, Vince McMahon's got to get his hands on everything. And like he
Yeah,
wants to do it up the way he's doing. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I just stopped. Even NXT, I just stopped watching it. And listen, I love NXT, but the way Vince is doing it, I still have the Peacock because the thing is, they do have movies that I like they got Harry Potter and they got all the the old shows and all that. But the only reason I have Peacock is to watch some of the old documentaries and all that. Other than that, I'm done, man. I'm done with NXT, and
Understandable.
because Vince has ruined my passion for it. But luckily, AEW is around. If AEW wasn't around, I would have stopped watching.
Hey, can't
It's
blame you there,
ridiculous,
man.
And for me, the biggest turnoff was what they did to Bobby Lashley and Miro and that storyline. Every person I talked to all said the same thing. It didn't work the first time with Dolph Ziggler. Why would you think it would work the second time with Bobby Lashley? And the thing is, Bobby Lashley, he's like one of those Braun Strowman, John Cena, Batista type of guys. He doesn't belong in a storyline like that. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course now they're having him go against Goldberg. So you have a guy who's in his late 40s and a guy in his early 50s fighting the WWE Championship. Like, I just don't get Vince's logic. You don't want guys in their 30s in NXT, but yet you'll have a 40-year-old, 40-something, and a 50-something fight over your top prize in the company. I mean, yeah,
I
look on
mean, heck,
SmackDown, you got a guy who's same age as me, 36, as your Universal Champion, going against a guy who's 44 and John Cena. So I mean, okay, you want to focus younger than NXT, but you don't want to do it on the main roster. Okay, sure, whatever, Vince. I guess whatever makes you happy, wherever. I guess lets you sleep at night with your billions of dollars.
Mr. McMahon, honestly, man, it's ridiculous what it pisses me off what he's doing at WWE. Because listen, Dutch Mantel said it the best in the Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Wars documentary. Fans are loyal until you slap them across the face. Think of how many times over the years he has slapped us across the face, and we still remain loyal.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's lucky
I
I
mean,
haven't sold up my collection of WWE figures because that's how I feel sometimes. I mean, I like the wrestlers, not the company they represent, obviously.
oh yeah, I'll tell you how Vince treated us. And I was watching a video a couple days ago. I mentioned Eugene earlier. Remember when he shaved Eugene's head? I
Yeah.
mean, and then he slapped him too before he shaved his head. Remember, he said, "I'm gonna slap you like Donald Trump," and it was ridiculous, man. But you know what? It was pretty fun to watch when Donald Trump was shaving his head, though. Donald and Bobby and Austin, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I got those
Oh
action.
yeah.
Speaking of the head shaving, those action cards they did in 2007. I got the
Mm-hmm.
full set of that. I got the full set of that as well. And I actually found the card a Sabu. He actually signed it for me when he came here. But yeah, if I ever do get an opportunity to meet Vince McMahon, I'm showing him those cards. I'm like, here you go, Vince.
Yeah.
And you know I'll do
Oh
and you
man.
know I'll do it too. Like when I get in that I don't care mode, it's ridiculous, man. What he's doing, it's not right.
No, not at all.
And that's
Well, and
why I
also
love
it's not just
Tony
Vince,
Khan.
it's his new president. Yeah, I was saying his new president, Nick Khan's also part of the problem. Of course, no relation to Tony, obviously, or as far as we know, but it's
Oh
like Nick
yeah,
Khan's making a lot of these decisions to release these people. It's like, and Vince is gonna sign off like, oh yeah, just you go ahead, yeah, you go release that guy, sure, yeah, release him too, I don't care. It's like,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's like just ridiculous. It's like,
yeah.
ugh.
And I've mentioned this before in our talks. What Tony Khan's doing, man, is especially with Brody Lee's family, that right there, he earned my respect for life, man. What he's doing for Brody's family, and if Brody hadn't went to AEW, let's say if Brody was still part of WWE's roster when he passed, you honestly think Vince McMahon would have helped his family out?
No, he'd
I
be like,
mean,
nope,
no,
you're on
after
your own. You
Tony's,
can pay for your own funeral. That's what Vince would say. Unless you're a big time World Heavyweight champion, like Randy Orton or John Cena. Otherwise, it's like,
oh,
nope,
of course,
sorry.
yeah. I mean, heck, they didn't help out. I'll tell you, they claim to be like this big charitable company. They claim to be anti-bullying, yet their chairman is the biggest bully. Talk about irony.
I know, be
Think
a
about it.
star.
Vince is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Kamala. A couple days ago was his 1 year. The 1 year of his passing.
Yeah.
They couldn't even help him out. I mean, think about it. He had both his legs amputated. And seeing his videos,
Yeah.
and he talked about it. I mean, Vince starved his and his family, man. Starved Kamala and his family. It's ridiculous. Kamala was main event with guys like Hogan, Andre, I mean, Undertaker. It's ridiculous, man. And Kamala didn't live that far from me. He lived in Senatobia. It's just ridiculous, man. But
Oh, yeah, you
that's just
got it.
Vince
Yeah, just,
McMahon. And honestly, it's ridiculous. You know, honestly, I hope Stephanie slaps some sense into him because honestly, he needs it. Because it's ridiculous, man. What he's doing to pro wrestling is ridiculous.
if you even want to call it that, he likes to use the word sports entertainment. He wants to get as far from wrestling as he can. Heck, if they didn't have to have a ring, he'd get rid of the ring. I mean, that's how much he wants to change it. Like, we're not fans, we're the universe. It's not a championship belt, a championship title. They're not wrestlers, they're superstars. And they're not even employees, they're independent contractors, but yet they can't go work on independent. So,
It's ridiculous, But luckily for us, like even during the PGA, luckily we had TNA, and then when TNA left Spike, it was all downhill for me. After that,
yeah.
I didn't watch as much. And then when AEW finally came in, when I found out about it, I was so excited, man. And to even to this day, man, I support the company. I even have a couple of the shirts and heck, when the trading cards come out, I will buy them. That's how invested I am with this company because at least they give the fans what they want. Tony Khan actually listens, man, and I mean listens.
Oh, yeah.
Heck, even AEW's video games. Look at the detail they're doing. I mean, don't even get me started on 2K20, that train wreck.
Oh, God, yeah. Let's all forget about that game. I mean, ugh. That's why we didn't get a
Oh,
game last year because they knew that they rushed the last game, going from you to somebody else, and then said, "Oh no, we don't want you to take time. Once you can." game out now, and then you have all these glitches that made the game just unbearable for anyone that played it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. The last great wrestling game they had was 2K14.
Yep,
That was
I
really
agree. That was a good
that was,
game.
and I will admit one thing. 2K19 was actually pretty good as well. I played it. It was actually pretty good. 2K19, but other than that, it was ridiculous. Of course, 2K19 did have Tommaso Ciampa in it, but luckily we have community creation, so we could just create them. But still, man, it's like that was the last good WWE game, and 2K20 was just. I'm not even going to go into that. But at least with AEW, they got the
Yeah.
2.0 show, and it's really cool. Kenny Omega's really behind it, and Aubrey and a lot of them. It's really cool. Like they even got the mobile game, and the thing I really love about AEW games is now they got the people that developed the No Mercy, the people that actually
Yep.
worked on the original, and of course Ukes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty excited, man, and I know it's gonna be a while until it comes out, so I just can't wait, man, to get my hands on that game when it comes out and play as Darby Allin and Kenny. And from what I've seen of like the video clips, like it's just unbelievable. Like it's like Here Comes the Pain and No Mercy combined.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
like, and
imagine,
you could actually have men and women wrestle each other, something you can't do on the WWE game. So we don't want real violence, but still, it's like it's not real violence. It's like, come on, like I don't know
oh,
how Vince McMahon tries to do all this. Like I want to please the sponsors and the stockholders. Oh, screw them.
instead of caring about the stockholders, the sponsors, care about the fans. They're the ones pouring their hard-earned money
Yep.
into your company, and this is ridiculous. And I tell all my friends, I tell everybody that they're wrestling fans, even in the Jersey community I'm part of. There's a lot of wrestling fans in there, and I tell them all the same thing, man. Forget about WWE. They don't deserve our hard-earned money. Go to AEW, go to Japan, go to TNA. I mean, there's NWA. There's so many great companies out there. Forget about WWE, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It,
Yep.
and they're ruining the one good thing that they do have, which is NXT. And Vince, stop it, man. Come on, let Triple H handle things, for God's sakes. NXT is his baby. It's Triple H's baby. Look at how much he's poured into it, man. The Performance Center, for God's sakes.
Yeah, and just you want to hire people and then release them years later because they were trying to hoard talent away from AEW. But now you let people go. And guess where they're going to go? They're going to go to AEW. Well, if they don't go to AEW, they'll go to Impact. They'll go to Ring of Honor. They'll go to Japan. They'll
Or
go to
NWA.
Mexico. The NWA. They'll go wherever the heck they can if they can't be in WWE. And really, it's the best for them. But
Oh yeah,
man, he just
yeah. Like
he don't understand. He's so far out of touch with reality, and it's like, man, somebody's got to take that company away from him. Otherwise, who knows what it's going to be like in another year or two. We just keep going this
exactly,
way.
exactly. I mean, dude, look at Rusev and WWE. Compare him to WWE to AEW. I mean, come on, the Redeemer gimmick. I really love it. I mean, it's really good seeing this different side of Miro compared to WWE, where he was basically limited. Rusev Day. Don't get me wrong, I love Rusev Day, but it just to me that wasn't Miro. Miro is a badass. I mean, basically like Iron Sheik, just break your back. And honestly, I love what he's doing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the match with Darby. I love the match with Darby, and of course, you know, with best friends, Orange Cassidy. Imagine if Orange Cassidy was in WWE. Think of what Vince would do to him.
Oh, God, yeah. Probably would change
Oh
his name and
man,
everything.
Oh, you already know, man. And I'll tell you one of my favorite superstar there right now. He's the NXT. I think he's still the NXT champion. Karrion Cross and Scarlett, and I love them in TNA, but I love what they're doing in NXT. But honestly, if I was them, get out of there, go back to Impact, go back where AEW, wherever you want to go, man. Get away from WWE. It's ridiculous what they are doing. I mean, you want to talk about some of the
Oh
other
yeah,
talents that left? I mean, take Ty Conti left, Deanna Perrazzo left. I mean, think of all the talent that is left. It's ridiculous.
yes,
And
it's very ridiculous. It's like, oh, man.
sometimes I feel like I'm Jim Cornette cutting a promo. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Love or hate him, gotta respect what Cornette says. I mean, he may not always say everything everybody wants to hear, but hey, guy has balls. You know,
Dude,
he had the balls
what?
after he worked for Vince, and eventually he got tired of Vince's shit, and yeah, that's why he does his podcast. I mean, yeah, he's not too funny with AEW either, but still, I mean, it's Cornette. You know,
Corny's corny. I look at it like this. Corny's corny. But I will say one thing though. He did thank Tony Khan for the tribute they did for Bob Eaton in the beginning. And I'll tell you, man, Bob Eaton, of course, from Alabama, I actually saw him wrestle a couple times, and I gotta say, man, a real cool dude, man. And again, before his death, his wife died, the daughter of Bill Dundee, superstar Bill Dundee. And, it's real sad, man. And look at the deaths we've had as of late. It's crazy,
oh
It's just
yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
wrestling man. Yeah, it's like so
Death
many
comes
wrestlers that have
with
died before getting to the age of 50 or 60 or 70. I mean, man, it's a business that will take years off your life, whether it be concussions or steroids or the various other injuries that make them rely on painkillers. And people want to
yeah,
back and say it's fake. It's like, come on, people.
yeah. The last time you did the stream, I remember you and Josh. Thing was that day, y'all did it on Brian Christopher's anniversary, death anniversary, and I was actually watching. What I like to do is every year around Brian's, death anniversary, I like to watch some of his old matches, and that one hit me pretty hard because we got to become friends before he died and talked, and of course added each other on Facebook. So that it's another one. It's just hard to believe, man.
Yeah, I
It,
know.
it, Again, talking about that one, every person around here will say the same thing. God rest his soul. Tracy Smothers said the same thing. Brian was
Mhm.
murdered. You can look at it however, but Brian was murdered. Even my buddy at the gym and I were, he also met Brian, and we both met him at the same show, and even he agreed that Brian was murdered. It's ridiculous, and he was a nice guy. Brian, he was one of those guys. He was wild, man. He was A1. As long as you talk about him, he's good. Same thing with Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, it's just.
Buff
Mhm.
Bagwell hasn't been doing too good, and it's sad because the Buff Bagwell is one of the nicest wrestlers I ever met. The two times that I met him, sweet guy, man. And of course, that match in Tacoma with Booker T. And the thing was, the next week they was in Atlanta. They could have just, they could have just had the match in
Yeah,
Atlanta, but of course Vince McMahon sabotaged it. And Buff and I actually talked about it too when the last time he was here. Even Buff agreed, and of course him and Jr. had heat.
I know the way they
But
buried WCW and their home territory. Like,
yeah, it's. I mean, look at what they did to Scott Steiner. for God's sakes.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, come on, Big Papa
They do a
Pump.
lot of
Are you
people.
kidding? They
Or
did a
Booker
lot of
T, what
people
it did to
wrong.
him, and it built up to the built their match at WrestleMania 19 with Triple H. How kind of like they didn't want to say it was based on race, but the way Triple H was acting towards Booker T in that storyline, yeah, you can't tell me otherwise. But I don't know. It just seems like any former WCW guy, they just other than maybe Goldberg, otherwise they wanted to treat like crap in some form or fashion. But it's like,
Oh yeah, it is what it is, man, and it was ridiculous. I mean, look at what they did with the NWO. I mean,
oh
come on,
God, yeah,
NWO was our NWO was already dead from the get go. Like, you can't bring something back from the dead. I mean, like we mentioned earlier with ECW, same thing with the NWO. You just can't bring it back.
no, because they were wanting the fans to hate Hogan when he went against The Rock, but no, the fans were happy to see Hogan back in WF, and only The Rock was going to Hollywood, so that pretty much fit this and knew, okay, well, I guess we can't keep Hogan the bad guy, we got to turn face again. So right there, the
Oh yeah,
NWO invading WF slash WWE, that was already done right there. And the fact they let it go on for as long as they did until Kevin Nash tore his quad, they said, okay,
the
well, I guess
quad.
that's it. No more NWO, which, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and of
mean,
course, what happened with
everything they've
Scott as
done, it's like,
well.
man.
Yeah, and of
Yeah,
course,
with Scott
Scott
Hall, and Scott
Hall.
Hall with all his personal issues, I mean, and it's a blessing he's still around. I mean, if it weren't for DDP, what DDP was able to do with
DDP.
both him and Jake Roberts, I mean, and DDP, that's somebody else who got his career ruined in WWE with a stupid soccer
Oh God,
storyline. You know,
Stalker.
when he left, when he
Oh
did,
God.
it was a blessing for him, and went on to better things.
You
You know,
know.
doing DDP yoga, and
Yeah.
yeah, of course he got back to the Hall
Yeah.
of Fame, but like obviously DDP was always
Yeah.
gonna be a WCW guy, and they had that failed opportunity of having a match with him and The Rock, the People's Champion of WWF, The Rock, was the People's Champion of WCW, DDP. But
WCW.
no, let's go with the soccer angle. Let's do that stupid crap. I mean, and not saying that DDP and Undertaker could have had some good matches, but just not the way they went.
Oh God, and you know Chris Canyon was another guy they did wrong too.
Oh yeah.
It,
Yeah,
yeah,
especially
I
with Chris
always.
Canyon being gay, so obviously, you know, he had to keep that a secret, and it got to the point he was tormented
Yeah,
for it, and man, the fact that he took his own life, I mean, man.
you know Canyon was one of those guys. And it breaks my heart, man. You know, and I believe it or not, I'm a huge Canyon fan, and you know, of course, you know, every time I hear, you know, who better than Cage on AEW, you know, the first thing I think of is Chris Canyon. You know, I can just hear
Yeah.
Canyon's voice. Who better than Canyon? And of course, Dark Side of the Ring's doing a documentary about Canyon, and I think it's gonna be real
Hmm.
good. You know, I'll tell you, I like what AEW, I like what Dark Side of the Ring's doing. You know, like I mean, look at what they did with the New Jack episode, and of course, New Jack ended up passing away.
Yeah.
That one hit, yeah, New Jack's. I'm not gonna lie, that his death hit me pretty hard because, believe it or not, I'm a pretty big New Jack fan. I love this entrance. You know, whenever Natural Born Killers was come on, it, it was just awesome. I enjoyed watching his matches, and especially when I was watching one of his matches on YouTube, and I think it was against the Baldies, and he smashed a keyboard over their head, and I made this joke. I was like, you know, New Jack's been taking care of keyboard warriors since 1999. I
Yeah,
mean,
New
think about
Jack. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah, I
mean,
was gonna bring up, of course, everything from the mass transit incident to him trying
oh,
to kill Vic Grimes because he thought that Vic Grimes was trying to do the same to him. I mean, New Jack, he didn't
oh,
care. If he had to kill somebody, he would. I mean, man.
oh yeah, Gypsy Joe. You want to talk about Gypsy Joe? What he did to him? Because thing was, Gypsy Joe wasn't selling, and it was just like, oh, New Jack was just I don't know how to describe it. Jack was Jack. That's how
Oh
everyone,
yeah.
D'Lo, they all, but and of course the Road Warriors won, and it was crazy. We ended up losing Road Warrior, Animal. LOD's now reunited, and
Yep.
it's just,
Yep.
and I feel bad for him. Of course, Draws is, paralyzed. It was just,
Oh
man,
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because he confined to a wheelchair. Yeah, after he had that bad match with D'Lo Brown that paralyzed him. I mean, man.
And what's crazy is, Jim Cornette was talking about it. People have the nerve to call wrestling fake. I tell people, I dare you to say that to someone like Dr. D, David Schultz, or
Yes, I
Draws, who's
remember this.
confined
Yep,
to a
the
wheelchair.
slap. Yep,
Yeah,
slapped old John
yeah,
Cecil. Is it fake now?
yeah. Remember his nephew I told you about that stayed at our place? He's been
Yeah, I remember the
calling and
story. I
calling us.
remember.
Well, he's been trying to
Hmm.
come back here. He's been calling and calling. We're like, no, we're not going through this again. And he's been cutting his little Dr. D promos on my parents, and my mom told him,
Oh my
I
God.
told you, my mom told him, I told you 10 times, don't call here. Every month that guy calls here. It's ridiculous. I was like, when I
Yeah, I was gonna
found out,
say.
when I found out that he was related to Dr. D, I was like, you know what? That makes sense now. Makes perfect sense.
Hmm.
But yeah, Dr. D was crazy, man. Of course, he lives in Tennessee. Oh,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah.
but of
Him and
course, the
Hulk
real
Hogan.
man is. I was gonna say the real man is Meng. That's the dude you don't want to mess with. I mean, somebody who
Oh,
actually back in the day tried his best to protect kayfabe. That when he got the fight, actually bit off somebody's nose. I mean, yeah,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. To me, nothing beats old school wrestling, man. Like the Macho Man's, and I love the documentary they did. Match Made in Heaven with Macho and Liz, and Macho Man. I love Macho Man. I enjoy watching, especially
yeah,
the
same here.
elbow, and it's just like, man, it's real sad. Especially with Liz, man. What happened towards the end is like. Oh man, I couldn't watch it, man. When they got to the end with Liz and Macho, I was like, I mean, I've seen the ending parts of it, but it's like, it's still hard. Whenever I go back and watch on Hulu, it's a bit hard to watch. It's like, oh, but
Yeah,
man, Dark
no,
Side of the Ring, yeah, and I'll tell you, there was a lot of those episodes. The Benoit episode, that was another one. I was like, man, because the thing was, that one was the one that really hit me. Because I remember when that whole thing folded. I was 7, and that one really hit. That one, and when they talked about Eddie, man, I was like, oh God.
oh
I
man, yeah,
remember the trip. I remember that tribute show, man, and oh God. Every time I open Instagram, I usually see something of Eddie's, whether it's pictures from his WCW days or the tribute show. It's like, man, it's hard.
yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, but
I mean, it's
I tell
hard
you,
when anyone passes away. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling or heavy metal music. I mean, anytime I listen to Pantera or Slipknot, I mean, Joey Jordan just passed away recently. I mean, man, it's like people don't realize the similarities between wrestling and metal music and how these, wrestlers and musicians how they die so young. It's like,
oh
man,
oh yeah, since you mentioned Pantera, Dimebag and Vinny,
and
it's
Vinny,
it's real
both of them being
sad.
gone. I mean, man, I mean, because you can't have Pantera without them. People are still saying, "Oh, well, still in Rescue back there." No, it's not their band. I mean, yes, they were a big part of Pantera, but
Oh
it's Vinny
yeah,
and Dime's band. They were the founding members of the band, so they were the heart and soul of the band. And the band reunion pretty
oh
much ended when Dime was killed, and then when Vinny died,
oh
over a decade later, that was the final nail in
yeah.
the coffin for Pantera. So you can't have a reunion without either one of them. It doesn't matter who you get to, you know, play in their spots, nobody can replace them.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, want to talk about another death, Eddie Van Halen,
Oh yeah, Evan Hill,
EVH.
who gave his own guitar to Dimebag, after Dimebag died, and Dimebag is buried with that guitar, so that means
Oh
something.
yeah,
When another guitarist has respect for Dimebag, then man, that's somebody else to
yeah,
think
they're
crazy that both of them are gone, like both Eddie and Dime. I mean,
oh yeah, and I'll tell you another one that went really hard. Since we talked about Triple H, Lemmy. And
Lenny from
speaking of Lemmy,
Motorhead.
one of my friends who's in the military, we met through the Jersey community. He actually visited Lemmy's grave yesterday. So yeah, he actually posted about it. And,
Hmm.
he had Ace of Spades playing, the Ace of Spades. But yeah, man,
And
Lemmy's
here's the
death
thing
hit
about
pretty
Lemmy.
hard.
I'm pretty sure you've heard about this. I was say I don't know if you've heard, but Lemmy had some of his ashes put into bullets for some of his close friends. So, hey, if anybody wants to ever shoot a gun off in Lemmy's, I guess honor, they have bullets with Lemmy in them.
Oh yeah, and when talking about another like music great that died, Dusty Hill from ZZ Top.
Oh yeah, that was recent. Yeah.
That one was pretty recent. I
Yep.
remember I remember a couple years ago, one of my college professors was actually playing Sharp Dressed Man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
just
also the
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
That's a
it
go
was
ahead.
also the theme song. Yeah, it was also the theme song for Duck Dynasty as well. The show Duck Dynasty. So it was pretty
Makes
cool.
sense. They have those long beards, so.
Oh yeah, the beard and the long hair as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Shoot, I
Willie
mean, it's kind
actually
of a
come.
surprise they ever try to get DD Top to do something with the Wyatt family. That would have definitely worked. I mean, because they already had the long beards as well, so that would have been quite the
Yeah,
crossover.
that's what I thought too. And I I miss the Wyatt family. And those,
Yeah.
you want to talk about middles, for me they were middle school memories. To me, my favorite besides Bray was always Harper, because for a big guy, man, doing dives. And I was so happy when he won the IC title. I was so happy. I was like, finally, this guy. And after that, they basically did nothing. Of course, they did the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
They won, but at least he did win the tag team champion, as part of the Bludgeon Brothers, at WrestleMania. So I thought that was really cool. But
Oh
it's just,
yeah.
but it's crazy. The short time he was in AEW, the impact he made. Like every day when I open Instagram, I usually see something with Brody Lee, and I can't help but like shed a tear. It's sad, man. There was a lot of deaths that hit, but his death, man, it's just it's sad, man. It breaks my
I know
heart.
it. Yeah,
You
because it
know,
came out of nowhere. We all wondered why he was off TV for so long, and then to get that news right before 2020 was over. I mean,
yep.
it's like, yeah, it
And
does kind of leave you feeling like you're like a little empty inside. Like, man.
I gotta tell you the coincidence. So before I opened Instagram and saw that AEW posted that, I actually thought of Brody Lee. Coincidentally, before I opened my phone, I thought too. I
Hmm.
was like, whatever happened to Brody Lee? Since the whole, like, sometimes that's actually happened when I found out someone passed away. Before that, I don't know why, but I just start thinking about them, and then the next thing I know, they're gone. Like same thing with LOD, the Road Warriors. Before Animal's death, the day before, I was watching the LOD documentary, and then the next day, he died. Same thing with Roddy Piper. So it was crazy, and I don't know
Damn.
why.
Like you had
I
that
don't know why.
premonition or something.
I know, man. I don't know why, but I just thought about Brody Lee, and the next thing you know, I opened it and I saw they posted, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I usually don't cry, but I was crying, man. And the first thing I thought about was his family. I was like, man, it's just sad, man. And what's even crazy is John actually lost his dad at a young age too. That's why he was scared to have kids. Like his wife was talking about it on Father's Day, and it's sad that now John's passed, and but
Yeah.
it's just, but sometimes I look at it like this: no one's truly gone. I look at it like this. I think they're still looking over us. At least Brody Jr. has an angel looking out for him. So that's how I look at it, man. And I look at it like this. They're watching over us, and Brody was one of the good ones. Like think about it, like Owen Hart. No one ever said a bad word about him, and that's rare in the wrestling business.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're talking about the war, man, with AEW, and even the wrestlers said it. It's made up. It's basically the fans is. If you ask me, there is no war. Vince McMahon has said it for years. You mentioned it earlier. He's entertainment. Vince is in the entertainment business. AEW is wrestling. Think about it. AEW wins and losses matter. They have a ranking system, which I really love. And what I love
Mhm.
is they're giving opportunities to guys like Darby Allin and Miro, and there's so many guys. Everyone that has equal opportunity. Heck, look at what they're doing with Joey Janela. Joey Janela just turned on Sonny Kiss.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
And I like that
yeah,
he brought up his turn was because of all the stupid marks out there. We want to say
oh
shit to
yeah,
wrestlers, make fun of the women wrestlers. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that tweet up for everybody to see, so everybody, if for the people who maybe aren't really know what we're talking about. I actually did like that tweet a
on
while back.
honestly, man, I gotta say though, wrestling fans gotta chill, man. Remember that whole Jericho and MJF and that fan coming in? It was ridiculous, and Justin Roberts, and I actually saw a live version of it. Someone uploaded on YouTube, man, and that was just crazy. But I gotta ask you, what did you think of the
Yeah,
labors of Jericho? What did you think of the labors of Jericho?
yeah, I've enjoyed it. Of course, the big one with Nick Gage, that pizza cutter, and how that kind of got them a
Oh,
little bit of trouble because also at the same time they showed the Domino's ad and had a picture with the pizza cutter and Gage cut across Jericho's head and Domino's was doing happening. I was like, damn.
that's another dude I forgot to mention from Dark Side of the Ring, Nick Gage.
Yeah, Nick Gage, he's basically a modern day New Jack if you think about it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like even like I mentioned, my buddies and I, me and him, we were talking about it at the gym, like about Nick Gage and the pizza cutter. He brought up the same thing with the Domino's ad, and it's crazy, man. And the light bulbs. That's another thing we were talking about. Like Nick Gage said, he made sure the light bulbs and everything was legit. And you
Yeah.
know what?
All
Chris
right, so
Jericho
yeah.
earned my respect.
All right, so I want to bring something real quick to all the people that were wondering what we were talking about. So yeah, this is what Joey Janela said. Always argue about ratings and what's wrestling, what's not, who's dating who, by showing what's going on backstage. Now you have a reason to really hate me. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
I had to bring that up for everybody that hasn't seen that tweet.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Wrestling fans, honestly, man, some they just make us good fans look bad. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that could be said about
But
Andy's fans. And
oh yeah, any fans, of course. But yeah, man, and we're talking about the labors. I really enjoyed Hoovy coming back. I really enjoyed that match with Juventud Guerrero. It was pretty cool.
oh yeah, kind of like to get try to get revenge on Chris because remember that Chris Jericho was the one that made him unmask in their match at
Of
Super Brawl
course.
back in 1998. So it's kind of like, hey, I mean, Chris now he does wear a mask again, but that's only because by choice.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what was cool was the match. They mentioned it, the Road Wild match with Dean Malenko as a special referee. I actually went back and watched that match. What a match! Like, to me, when it comes to WCW pay-per-views, I always thought Road Wild was some of the best matches. Had some of the best matches. But yeah, that's what I love about AEW is you get that old school wrestling feel, especially with guys like Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Like, they're doing wrestling the right way. They actually care.
And of course,
And
you mentioned Arn and Tully. There might be a chance that their old Four Horsemen, teammate might be, come to AEW once he gets the legal right to, once his no compete clause expires. So we could see the Nature Boy
oh yeah,
AEW at some point. He
you
already,
know,
I guess, yeah, he accompanied Andrade to his match against Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega title. So we could see
oh
Flair
yeah.
in All Elite Wrestling. It's always a possibility.
Since we're talking about like AEW signing, Chavo Guerrero's now in AEW with
Yep.
Andrade. So I was excited when Chavo came out. I love Chavo, man. I was always a Chavo fan. Like, for me, when it came to Chavo feuds, I always enjoyed the feud with Rey Mysterio, like the I Quit matches they had, man, with Vicky. Ooh, were some of the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just too
Oh
bad
yeah,
his run as ECW champion was kind of forgettable, especially when they had him losing 8 seconds at WrestleMania to Kane after Kane snuck in behind him, chokeslammed him and all that, and yeah, that was over. Like, and that was the only ECW
oh
title match we ever at WrestleMania, and never again.
oh yeah. And there's something we forgot to bring on a wrestler we forgot to bring up, Buddy Murphy. We forgot to mention him. Buddy
Yeah, I know
Murphy,
that.
they
Yeah.
what they did to him, man. To me, when it comes to his highlight of his career in WWE, that in Super Showdown when he won the Cruiserweight Championship, it was really cool.
Oh
After that,
yeah.
they just his 205 live run was really cool, and there's just so many other guys they ruined. Cedric Alexander. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ali. It's like it's ridiculous. They call these guys up and then they ruin them. Look at Eric Young.
Oh
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Another one. And you keep in mind,
I
everybody
mean,
from Sandy, minus the Cross, are gone. Eric Young is gone. Killing Dane is gone. Well, I think it's Killing Dane. I can't remember. I thought they released him. I know they released
Kill,
Alexander Wolf.
actually, Killian's still there. Him and Drake and
Okay,
Maverick are
I
teaming
couldn't.
together.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they. I know they released Wolf recently, but
Yeah,
okay, so
Wolf.
yeah, so half of Sandy is gone.
And what's so crazy is Wolf was part of Imperium with Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, and of course Walter. And I enjoyed what they were doing with him, at least towards the end as part of Imperium. The match he had with Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov is another one of my favorites. I really enjoy him. I think NXT UK is really good. I even stopped watching that a while ago, but there are some good teams I love, like Gallus, the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang, and there's just so many great wrestlers there.
Okay, actually, he was released. He was released back on June 25th. So I kind of figured Dane was already
Oh,
gone
okay.
from the company. Yeah, I was trying to
Oh,
remember because like so yeah, so like I said, basically everybody from Sanity, with the exception of Big Cross, or should I say Nikki Ash, as he's called now, are all gone from WWE. But yeah, how they ruined Sanity on their main roster debut, never made them like the legit threat they were in NXT.
oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like Nikki Cross as a superhero. Not gonna lie, she looks good.
I mean, yeah, I mean it works. Yeah, because it's her idea. She's the one that wanted to do this. It's just,
Oh
unfortunately,
yeah,
she's also in a feud with Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, so of course people are going to boo her because they're trying to, cheer for Rhea because that's who they want to see as a champion, which is understandable. But people don't want to see Charlotte
yeah.
champion
Rhea
again.
Ripley. Oh yeah, Charlotte.
which, of course, with Charlotte, it's kind of hard for her to still be in WWE Big Races with both her future husband and her father, not being there anymore.
Father.
So, yeah, so the
Oh,
fact she even
yeah.
still there, I mean, because they really don't want to let her go. They know that they let her go, she's definitely going to AEW.
I mean, think about Andrade and, of course, Rick.
Yeah, because
So I honestly,
they realized that, yeah, I was just saying, because, they realized that with Malachi Black, that they had to keep Zelina Vega from going over there, because, if she went over there, I mean,
think about it this way. They've always done it. I brought up Owen earlier. Look at after the screw job. Brett obviously left.
yep,
Bulldog left. Anvil left.
yep,
So obviously they had to keep one member of the Hearts. So unfortunately it was Owen, and
yeah,
they talked about it in Dark Side of the Ring. Jr. talked about it. Obviously it would look bad on the company, so they had to keep one of them, and it was Owen. And it's a shame. I wish Bulldog or Anvil, one of them, could have at least stayed with Owen. I definitely think Bulldog should stay with Owen, and Anvil should have went with Brett. It would have made more sense. Think about it. When you think about the teams, Anvil and the Hitman, and of course Owen and Bulldog. So, but unfortunately, when Bulldog did come back, Owen was long gone. So,
yeah,
and that was another reason why I'm done with Vince McMahon, was when I went back and watched Dark Side of the Ring and saw what he did to Owen's family. It was ridiculous, man. What he's put that family through. And I've actually talked to Martha Hart before. A sweet lady. I love what she's doing with the Owen Hart Foundation. But Vince McMahon, honestly, you need to have a heart, man. You are heartless. Listen, and this is coming from a kid who grew up in a business. Stop it. Have a heart.
oh yeah,
It's Vince is basically a pimp, is what he is. That's basically what he is. He's a pimp with the backhand, basically. He knows some of them won't, you know, live paycheck to paycheck. So he knows. So he got the pimp hand. Like the Godfather. It's just ridiculous, man. Vince,
I know, it
like
is.
I, but honestly, what I can picture is my mind right now is Stephanie slapping him and Vince falling out of the chair.
Yeah, that would be something. Man, I'm gonna have to try
And
to see if I can find my figures, try to find Vince and Stephanie, try to reenact it for everybody. I know I got them around somewhere.
yes, and if you can't, then at least get Austin
Let's
Stunner
see
and
if I can.
Vince. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. I know I should have my Vince and Fox somewhere. What'd you say about me, Jessica? What'd you say? You're not talk that hard about me, or you're fired. Vince, he don't work for you. I don't care. If he getting me fired. I can imagine if anyone talked to Vince, he's so senile. He'd be in the Mr. McMahon character in real life. I'm trying to see if I can find my Stephanie figure somewhere. Actually, one
You know
there.
what's
I'm trying to see. I got Triple H here. It's Triple H with long hair.
why you
So we'll just
well
this Triple H right here.
well it would make sense with Triple H considering what he's doing with NXT. Just pedigree him.
Oh yeah. This is what
Oh
I
yeah,
think
this
of you trying to take over NXT. I'm the
yes.
king. NXT is mine, Vince.
Oh yeah. Man, we're talking about Vince beatdowns. You mentioned the "you're fired." Every time I every time
Yep.
I think of Vince saying "you're fired," I think of Randy Orton just slapping him and punting him. I'm not gonna lie,
Yep.
I
You
actually
said it.
enjoyed watching that. Randy Orton, you're
Okay, no, Mr. McMahon. Oh.
you know what's crazy though? People talk about the PG era. Looking back, it wasn't really that bad. I mean, think about it. Randy slapping Vince. I think wasn't that around the PG era because that was already
Yeah.
WWE had
Yep.
gone to
Right as the
HD.
PGR was started too.
And think about that happened in the PG era.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we
Listen,
go. Stone Cold. Stone Cold gonna give Vince McMahon the Stone Cold Stunner.
yes.
I try to get a view for everybody.
Oh man,
It's kind of hard to do.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course, man. But man, that Vince
I'm trying to find my
McMahon,
Stephanie figures because I already took them through that package, so I have all in this box right here.
yeah, but it's still crazy to me the fact that
Stephanie
Vince wanted to do it's crazy to me that he wanted to do that storyline with his daughter. That's just
Yeah,
sick,
definitely.
man. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Here's Stephanie. Dad?
Oh, fine. Yes.
I mean, shoot, I can just get everybody out here like Bray Wyatt here. I'm here.
Oh, yes. Sister
Abigail.
Yes. Yes. You know, honestly, The Fiend was the best thing going to WWE. Honestly. The feud he had with Daniel Bryan, like that strap match with Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about a brutal strap match, dude? Bray Wyatt whipped the crap out of Daniel Bryan, man. Like, did you see Bryan's back, dude? It was like,
oh yeah.
oh, you know, and it's just ridiculous. And the match against Cena was pretty cool.
I was trying to find somebody else I just saw a moment ago, and he's in my pile. He's gonna make an appearance from the other side, but like man, I was like, I got a big old box of figures here. I was like, man, like it's all basics, and I was calling a moment ago. It's like, man, well, I saw one person I was gonna have come out. Soon to make his AEW debut, CM Punk. CM Punk. Ooh, gives a D. Oh, gonna make Vince go to sleep. Oh. Oh, here.
Oh man, I didn't grow up in the wrestling business. Oh no, I didn't grow up in the wrestling
business.
business.
I think he was taking. Yeah, I think he was taking it literally. Thought you were quoting earlier.
Yeah, no, I grew up in the hotel motel business, but I do have friends in the wrestling business though.
All right, so just to clarify, everybody that heard that.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a Harper figure. I had a Luke Harper figure in here somewhere, and he kind of disappeared. Oh, there he is. No, that match was awesome. I saw blue jeans. I thought was Luke Harper for a moment. Like I said, I was trying to find him. Like that's the bad thing about having a bunch of figures in a box and then you can't find them.
You know what I like to do, John? Sometimes when Vince pisses me, I like to go back and watch some of Vince's old matches, whether it's against Austin or Triple H or Shawn Michaels. Man, when Shawn Michaels took his belt off and started whipping him, and you know, JR was like, "Whip his ass, Shawn! Whip his ass!" That was my favorite
Since you
part.
mentioned that, I found Shawn Michaels, so sweet chin music.
Remember, you know, besides whipping him, remember when he was chopping him with the belt too? That was crazy, man. He was chopping him with, but you know what? I enjoyed that. And when he did the DX sign and the elbow on Vince, you know, with the trash can over his head on the table, man, that was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually got that Mania on DVD, and you know, Shane McMahon was handcuffed, so, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find everybody in here in my box. Unless he ended up in one of my other boxes, I was like thinking maybe he might have looked in another one. Okay, I gave the other box. Okay, I had to bring up Luke Harper or Brody Lee. Yeah.
Also, it's Sunday, and you know what that means.
Yep.
I
Oh
actually
yeah, the good
started
old
doing that,
Brody
man.
Lee for you guys.
Yep. So you know how I started,
Yep, I have noticed. I've watched
like,
a few reviews. I noticed that everybody do that. Every day you put up, you always say what the day is. Yeah.
yep, I like to do that, man. It's definitely caught on, and I tell people, man, it's basically me paying tribute to Brody Lee. Even on my YouTube videos, like before I start with the jerseys, I always say it's Sunday, and you know what this means. You know, whatever day it is, like if it's like today's Sunday, so I'll say Sunday or Monday or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. But yeah, it's a little bit of that wrestling flavor to it, man, and it's really cool, man.
Oh yeah, I hear you, man. I'm just kind of picking up my nets of figures here. Of course, it's crazy that next Saturday or this coming Saturday there'll be SummerSlam, which I'll have to miss, but oh well, I'll be watching Takeover on the Sunday, so yeah,
Yeah, I'm probably
whatever. I
gonna
mean,
watch. Yeah. Can I tell you something? I'm still on Takeover in Your House. That's how far back. That's how far behind I am on NXT. Like I'm just done, man, with what Vince is doing. It's ridiculous. He is ruining NXT.
I don't even watch
Like,
full
come
shows
on.
anymore. I mean, I watch everything through YouTube now, so I just catch the clips because I don't have cable right now, so that's the only way I watch anything from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or even AEW.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when it comes to TNA with me, I have to watch it on YouTube, which I actually don't mind. I like watching the clips anyways. I don't really watch as much TV, but of course I have to have cable since I live in a motel. So, but yeah,
Well, yeah.
the only, of course, so the only thing I really watch is AEW. Of course, the NBA sometimes ruin it as well. Sometimes, of course, because of the NBA, they have to. Sometimes AEW will be on Fridays, or of course now we have Rampage on Fridays.
Well, of course, they shouldn't have that problem anymore when they move to TBS next year, so at least
Oh yeah,
hopefully
of
they'll
course.
be able to avoid being preempted.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong, I love the NBA, but come on, man, they're interfering with my AEW. They interfered with it. But hey, it is what I actually didn't mind watching it those Fridays. They were actually pretty cool. It hyped me up for the weekend, so I'll take it.
Oh yeah, well yeah, give you an alternative to SmackDown for sure.
Oh
And now
yeah.
we got Rampage going on after SmackDown, so people want their wrestling fix on Friday. There you go. You got AEW.
Yep. Now we got Rampage, and it was cool. The first show, Miro and Doctor Britt, and then Christian Cage winning it. Man, it was just awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man, I really enjoy the women's wrestling in AEW. Getting to see women like Thunder Rosa, and it's really cool. And legit Layla Hirsch, and there's just so many. Jade Cargill, and there's so many good ones. Of course,
Oh
you got
yeah. They know
Nyla
how to treat the
Rose.
women right compared to what WWE does. Yeah.
Oh God, Vince McMahon kissing all them divas back in the day, man. Candice Michelle, I remember what he was doing with her.
Mhm.
Oh God, it was just sick, man. The way he treated all those ladies, man, and it's just ridiculous. Maria Canella, she talked about it as well. The way that since we were talking about sponsorship, you know how they used to take care of the wrestlers' families whenever they come to Mania. Guess what? They don't even do that anymore. It's all about the sponsors. Well, you know what? They take the sponsors and shove it. Because guess what? These wrestlers are away from their families all year around. They miss everything. Christmases, Thanksgiving. They miss everything, for God's sakes. And all I'm asking is when their families come down to WrestleMania, show them a good time, Vince. It's not always about the sponsors.
It's all about the sponsors, got that. Knickers.
Uh,
Hey.
That's why I think sponsors. Oh, dude, it feels like we're on something to
That's
wrestle
how I
off.
think with the man. Yeah.
Dude, you're Bruce Pritchard and I'm Conrad. What's funny is I kind of do look like Conrad. I'm like, shit, just shaking my head. Hey, but I actually listen to all. Yeah, what's crazy is I actually listen to all of Conrad's podcasts, and people give him crap, but honestly, he's doing pretty good, and he does ask some of the hard hitting questions. Him and Tony Schiavone, man. If you haven't heard those
Mhm.
two go at it, it is funny, and same thing with Bruce and. Of course, JR, grilling JR. Of course, Jeff Jarrett's now got a podcast. So I've actually been listening to it, and it's definitely gave me a different perspective. Like him going over like the early parts of TNA was really cool.
Yeah, I don't
I
really
always
listen to those.
enjoyed TNA.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So before we get to TNA, mostly the only podcast I listen to when it comes to wrestling is called The Rant, and it's like not run by any wrestlers, just fans like us who talk about wrestling, and that's usually what I listen to, just hear their take on it. And they like talk about like old school WCW a lot, how they prefer that over what we get now with WWE.
Yeah, WWE. Oh,
So yeah, I would say, all right, go. You were talking about TNA. I'll let you go back to that.
oh yeah, man. The early TNA was some of the best. With Ken Shamrock and you know Jerry Lynn. Of course, AJ Styles. There was so many good ones.
Yep.
I really loved our Truth, Ron Killings in TNA. I mean, early a couple days ago, I saw an old picture of him with the NWA Championship, and it's crazy. Jeff Jarrett was talking about like how in TNA, he was more serious, whereas in
I know.
WWE,
Here, he's more
it's
of a comic character. Where's Jimmy at? Where's Jimmy? John
oh
Cena's my
god,
favorite Richard. It's like
or the
he's
20.
older than John Cena, but yet he's saying that John Cena's his child hero. I've been watching John Cena since I was a kid. You're older than John Cena, R-Truth. I am?
Yeah,
Shut up.
yes, he was
He can
kid
say
quick.
he's younger than Cena all he wants. I tell him to say what I want to say. All right, get out of here, Vince.
Oh man, you know. But yeah, man, I always enjoyed his TNA run. Of course, in WWE, the 24/7 title.
Mm-hmm.
The 24/7 title basically ruined the legacy of the Hardcore Championship.
Yeah, except, of course, it is just, let's just go pin people wherever we want. They don't even really involve weapons like the Hardcore Championship did. And
Oh
really,
yeah,
the only reason the Hardcore title had a 20% rule because Crash said he'd defend anytime, anywhere.
Crash,
So before that, it was
Crash.
just a regular championship like any other belt.
Oh yeah, Mick Foley. Like whenever I think about it, I think about like Mick Foley, Boss Man, Billy Gunn. There's so many. Of course the Road Dogg, and it was pretty cool. Of course, Crash, like you said I'll defend it anywhere. And Perry Saturn was a hardcore champion. Raven, that's another
Mm-hmm.
guy that's been through a lot of hard times. Perry Saturn.
Yeah,
It's a
I was
shame
thinking about
WWE
him.
never helped him out, and it just breaks my
Yeah,
heart. Perry Saturn, whether people realize it or not, but Perry Saturn was part of history. With the Radicals, with Eddie and Chris and Dean. And it's just crazy, man.
oh yeah, I know.
Yep, he was part of history. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. But I'll tell you, Chris Jericho. Nancy Benoit's sister said it the best. He's a wrestling angel. Look at all the people he's helped. I mean, Kamala, the donations he made to Kamala, and he's helped Perry out. So, it's really cool. He's definitely one of the nice guys. There's so many other real nice guys. You know, in wrestling, DDP. Like we mentioned earlier,
Yep.
I actually do DDP yoga, and it's actually helped me lose quite a bit of weight. And honestly, I love it. I feel great. Like it actually gives me energy. And plus, believe it or not, I can listen to Diamond Dallas Page talk all day. He's got a nice voice. But yeah, man, it's
yeah. Well, yeah, definitely
it's
was one of the
crazy.
best talkers on the mic for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely one of the best. I always loved his heel turn in '99, like when he did the Jersey Triad with Canyon and
Hmm.
Bam Bam. I thought that was really cool. You know, at least Canyon was treated better in WCW. And I actually talked about Canyon with Buff Bagwell, and I mentioned that match, that Judy Bagwell on the forklift match, and he was like, "Good times."
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince Russo. I don't know how Vince Russo ended up with a job there, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the things that Jim Cornette said about him. People can say what they want about Jim Cornette, but he's right. Like, Russo, it's ridiculous. He's taking credit for the Attitude Era.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about it. He basically is. But honestly, that's a match I would love to see: Russo versus Cornette.
Oh yeah.
Corny would for the Hardcore Championship. Corny. Jim Cornette would be like, "I'll kill you," or he'll say, "Motherfucker." You know, I just love Jim Cornette, man. He cracks me up. It's just so
uh,
funny. And then you got Russo saying, "Bro, bro." I mean, dude, this is how bad he is. Look at what he did to Hulk Hogan. Look at what he pulled.
oh
You know,
God,
I-
yeah.
the only good thing to come out of that was Booker winning the championship. Like, what the whole thing that sucked about it was Jeff Jarrett lied down, and Hulk actually told him, he was like, "Jeff, don't do this, brother." But Hulk was like, Jeff at the time was Team Russo. Yeah, Jerry Jarrett didn't like him
Yeah.
either. Like, Jeff was talking about it like on the TNA episodes, like the early building TNA set they did episodes, and he talked about Jerry Jarrett not liking him. I said, of course Jerry wouldn't like him. Jerry's old school. Memphis wrestling with Jerry Lawler. Of course he's not gonna like Russo.
Yeah, that's why Eric Bischoff didn't want to work with him. Eventually, he just said, "You know what? I'm out of here." And Bischoff wouldn't come back until after Russo left. But by then, it was just too late because know Bischoff wanted to buy WCW, but then Time Warner said, "Well, if you want WCW, you can have, but it's gonna have no TV." And then,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that was the end of it, and that's why this guy right here owns WCW's video library and all that. But
Oh God. But yeah, we're talking about. I mean, look at the Brawl for All, dude. They did an entire episode of it on Dark Side of the Ring. I mean, think about it. Who did it help? Nobody. I mean, it ruined Dr. Death Steve Williams. It ruined him. They were actually going to put him in a program with Stone
yep,
Cold,
yep,
but
that's what their
instead brought
plan. Bart Gunn
and
knocked him out, and that ruined their plan.
and of course, Bart Gunn got punished. They sent
Yeah, he
Butterbean
got killed
after
by
him.
Butterbean. Yeah.
Butterbean was talking about it. He was like, Vince brought him in to punish old Bart Gunn. Yeah, and JR got a lot of heat from the Brawl for All because of course, Dr. Death was an Oklahoma
Well,
Sooner.
yeah, yep.
So, and listen, Dr. Death was a great football player. Great football player, great Sooner, and I always enjoyed watching Dr. Death. I actually watched one of his matches against Butch Reed.
Mhm.
Another one we lost, Hacksaw Butch Reed. But man, it's crazy the amount of wrestlers that are dying. Like it's crazy.
It is. Yeah, it's wrestling once again being such a dangerous sport. All the people that have died so young, or if they don't die young, they at least die later on in life. The complications that were
Yeah,
caused by
like,
wrestling in some form or another.
oh yeah, I mean, that's why you got series like Dark Side of the Ring. I mean,
Yep,
the
or
amount
just
of
even
guys.
various YouTube channels that cover them too.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of the YouTube channels as well. But yeah, I try to watch as much documentaries as I can. Like I can't tell you the amount of stories like I've learned now, and especially every time I watch Dark Side of the Ring, it makes me lose more and more respect for Vince. It's just ridiculous the way he does things, man. It's like it's ridiculous, man. You know, I've seen a lot of evil people, but Vince McMahon's got to be the worst one. It's ridiculous, and of course, they did the documentary about Warrior as well. A&E and Dark Side of the Ring as well, and yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, Warrior's wife,
Yeah,
of course,
Warrior's
and
somebody else that, yeah. I mean, at least he made amends with everybody, but still, Ultimate Warrior, just hearing the stuff that he said, homophobic and racist, and it's like, man. And the fact that they gave his own little Hall of Fame award for, people, call it the Warrior Award, but you're glorifying a man who said so many nasty things, and it's like,
I mean, think of the amount of people. I mean, go back and watch the self destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. That right there will tell you. I mean, Jim Ross, Bobby Heenan, the amount of guys, Bruce Pritchard, I mean, Hulk Hogan. I mean, look at what he pulled at SummerSlam, held up Vince for money. And guess what?
mhm,
After Vince paid him, he got fired.
yep.
So let me ask. So I gotta ask one thing, Warrior. Was it worth losing your job? Was all that money worth losing your job? I mean, come on, man. But
Yeah,
listen, it is what it is, man. But yeah, at the same time, I do like watching Warrior. I'm not gonna lie, especially when his theme song was like dun 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 dun. Well, other than that, I don't know, man.
well, put it this way: the wrestler and the person are always going to be considered. Just like with Benoit, doesn't matter
Oh
how
yeah,
you feel about the murder suicide. People prefer Benoit the wrestler. They're always going to have that memory of them. Same goes for Warriors and any wrestler. I mean, they play two separate things. Like it's a character and the
characters.
person. So it's like it just depends on how they are in real life. It's how what people hold them in high regard. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
people are always gonna like Ultimate Warrior, but they're not gonna like James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, like when talking about Chris Benoit, like I started watching wrestling in '04, like I mentioned before. When Benoit won the heavyweight title. So it's like, Benoit was part of my childhood. So whenever I look back, like I think of fondly him winning the title. But it's like I try not to think about the final because if I do, then it's just I can't watch the ruthless aggression because he was a huge part of that. I mean, come on, WrestleMania 20 for God's sakes, and
Yep,
the
him and Eddie
Royal
Guerrero
Rumble
standing
and
there in the
all.
ring. Yeah, I mean, and thinking about
It's
him being
just
part of the SmackDown Six alongside Eddie and Kurt and Chavo, Ray and Edge. I mean, and WWE wants to erase that history because of what happens. It's like it's fine. You don't have to acknowledge Chris Benoit, outside of wrestling, but you can't erase what's already there. Like, he's always going to be part of your guys' history, whether you guys like it or not.
exactly. I mean, we're talking about Benoit history. He was in the match when Triple H tore his quad. He was in that match. And of course, the first ever Money in the Bank. Remember the DVD they had and what they did to Benoit? It's like, come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like I listen. I know what Benoit did, but like, come on. Like, why would you ruin the first ever Money in the Bank like that? Just blurring him out. But hey, it is what it is.
It is.
Luckily, we got at
Just
least
like
we
those
got the net.
matches from episodes of Nitro and Raw. Yeah, it's like, I mean, or they wouldn't mention by name. Like, say if there's a match and Benoit comes out, but he's not in the match, so he'd be there. Like, there's this wrestler, there's that wrestler. Then they would say Chris Benoit's name, but it'd be cut out. But
Yeah, it
but
is.
yeah, like you said, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's just like, man, with WWE, it's just more and more, man. Like, the only time I really talk about it is when I like come on here or something, or talking to my buddies. Other than that, like, I just mostly watch AEW Dark or Elevation. Like, it's crazy all the amount of new talent like I'm getting to know. It's awesome. Like, and I tell people, there's just so much great wrestling out there. I watch a little bit of everything, and I think it's really cool, that now we have all these different companies, compared to when
Yeah.
WCW and ECW left. After that, fans were basically screwed because the only thing you had was WWE. Of course, you had Japan, and if you ask me, listen, I count TNA as well, especially when TNA moved to Spike. At least we did, for those years, we did have TNA Impact. And we got to see so many great talent. Like for me, TNA was when I got to see Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, and since then I've been a fan. And Robert Roode, that's another
Oh yeah.
guy
Yep.
WWE has ruined. I loved him in NXT. Once he came to the main roster,
Yeah. Oh yeah. The way he was ruined in the main roster. I mean, he was somebody that should have never been a face for one, because he was a heel in NXT, and they brought him as a face. And then, yeah, of course, eventually we'll turn him heel, but by then it's like he lost momentum.
I mean, dude, to me, Robert Roode, when I think of Robert Roode, he's a heel, man. Like you mentioned, look at his run in TNA. I mean, dude, when I first saw Robert Roode was when he formed Beer Money. Look at what they did to LAX, man. Like it was crazy, and I like the LAX when they strapped LAX with those belts. It was crazy. Even Robert Roode had me hate him. Like it was that bad. I couldn't even watch it, man. Especially what they did to Hector Guerrero. I was like, come on, man. Like, and it was
Yeah,
just
but of course,
crazy.
couldn't be any
The
worse
fan.
than being a gobbledygooker.
Oh God. Yeah, that one was. But you know what? Jim Cornette turned it around when it came to Beer Money. They had that whole fan interaction, man. The fans had the strap, and I was like, that to me, I enjoy that. Jim Cornette, when he was in TNA, man, he did some good things. I enjoyed his TNA run a lot. But yeah, man, I enjoyed a lot of Robert Roode's match. Like I remember when he won the TNA Heavyweight Championship when he smashed that beer bottle over James Storm's head, and the matches they had, man, was just crazy. And Austin Aries is another guy that I really
Oh yeah.
enjoyed. Austin Aries was another one. What they did with him and Neville, of
Oh
course,
yeah.
and but look at Neville now. He's packed. I mean, look at what they're doing with him in AEW. I'm really enjoying Death Triangle. I've
Oh
always
yeah.
been a Pac fan. I've always been a Neville fan. I always told myself, I was like, man, this guy right here needs to leave WWE and go somewhere else because I definitely saw big things in. And you know what? I was right. Now look at him in AEW and what they're doing. I really love the fact that they're building him up. I definitely think he's going to one day win the championship. It's just a matter of time. It's
Definitely,
just
I
like
agree.
anything else.
Cause yeah, yeah, because you just think of his run on NXT, he had to go on NXT, but then he went to the main roster and they started, oh, they got superhero, and that worked for like a minute, and then he came back and
Yeah.
ruled the cruiserweight division. Then he had to lose to Edgar Amore, and that's when he said he was done. He's like, nope, I'm not losing to
Oh
this
God.
guy. And I,
Oh God.
yeah, I
Don't.
mean that was a big mistake. And then they let him
Yeah.
just sit out his contract instead of release him before he finally was actually able to go out and go back to wrestle Japan and then eventually go to AEW. So, like, I mean, they lost a good wrestler in Pac.
There were so many guys. I mean, look at Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, who's now the chairman in AEW.
Yep, Sean
You know,
Spears,
member of Pinnacle. I love what they're doing with him. You know, it's a real shame. You know how what WWE's doing with all these guys, and once they get leave WWE, break down that wall, and they're off to the races. I mean, look at Miro. The short time he's been in AEW, the best man, turned on Kip Sabian and is now the Redeemer, the TNT champion. That's something I really love, and one day Miro's going to be AEW world champion.
Yep.
I definitely see it.
Of course, when we talk about AEW champions, the man who did it the best, Moxley, when he told everybody, I'm gonna let my contract expire. Maybe I'll be back someday. So there's okay, all right, that's cool. We'll let you leave, And then of course, popped up in AEW. So Moxley did it right because he knew everything that was wrong. Remember, he knew how to give us a line. That's good shit. Let us know about the podcast. Vince McMahon said that. Tell us about everything Vince, how he acted. And I mean, both him and Brody exposed how Vince would be, like, how he would get mad if somebody would sneeze in front of him.
Yes.
I mean, they were both smart. They knew when it was time to leave.
Oh yeah, of course they knew. And I mean, just look at John Moxley now, and the matches he's had with Kenny, and I love the tag team they're doing with him and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston is another one of my favorites. Yeah. He's a great promo, man. The guy can talk his butt off, man. And there's just so many guys. When it comes to Moxley AEW matches, my favorite matches of his was when he came in and had the match with Joey Janela. That match was brutal, man. That was one of Joey Janela's best matches, and I love what they're doing now with this heel turn. I'm ready. I'm pretty excited to see what they're gonna do. But Joey Janela is definitely one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
As JR
you look at how different Moxley is. Yeah. I feel like I'm having a little bit of delay here. Every time I say something, you start trying to talk. I'm like, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like you were saying.
All right, so I'm saying Moxley, how it's just a total change in character. How he went from being this basically comedy character in WWE to being a more serious wrestler in AEW, like he always was meant to be before he was in WWE. So it's like he knew that he needed to go somewhere else, and at least AEW was like, hey, be yourself, be John Moxley, don't be some goofy comedy character like WWE wants you to be.
That's what I love about AEW. They're actually letting the guys, be themselves, and that what's so cool is AEW doesn't have writers like WWE, like that. Like Tony Khan actually lets them be themselves. Of course, there's some wrestlers that take it a bit too far, like Max Caster. Which listen, I love Max Caster.
Oh God, yeah, that dude.
But that dude, man, some of the things, and listen, people are like, oh, you're being too soft. But the thing is, some of the things the guy says, it's like, come on, man, you're taking it too far.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because we're living in the age of cancel culture, so yeah.
Cancel culture. Oh, I got another word for them. It's called the delete culture. Matt Hardy deletes. That's basically what I will delete you. That's why when I heard Max Caster rap, I'm like, Max, we are in the delete culture, my friend. What are you doing? Like, come on. Like me, I try to be careful what I say because I don't want to, I don't want to offend anybody, and I don't want to get canceled. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's the era we're living in. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You just have to watch what you say and do on the internet because you say something on Twitter and then, oh, well, I didn't mean to say that. delete that tweet. If you don't delete that within the first second you post it, somebody sees that, they'll screenshot it, that's it. It's on the internet forever. Your life is ruined.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Here's how I look at it. Just like anything else, the internet and all that, social media, it's got its highs and it's got its lows. I will admit I have met some wonderful people on here, you included, man, and we've known each other for a while, so I've met some wonderful people on here. At the same time, I've met some not so wonderful people. Oh man,
Yeah.
I met some pretty crazy people, man. Like, remember a while back we talked about a guy, Dustin Nunn, the Chris Benoit dude. He was a guy I
Yeah.
used to tell him. I was like, man, you gotta watch. I don't know what he's up to now. I don't know if he's still making videos, but some of the things the guy talked about, like I used to tell him, I was like, dude, you gotta watch what you're saying. And it was always Chris Benoit this, Chris Benoit that, or TNA, or it was just some kind of crazy stuff, man. And I remember you remember a YouTuber named Heel Steven? Him and Heel Steven got into it.
No, I've
I
never
was
heard
like,
of him.
oh man, Heel Steven was a huge YouTuber, man, and he, Dustin, the idiot that he was, man, it's just crazy. How did you hear about Dustin?
I think I heard him from you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah, Dustin,
Yeah,
he's
because I
one of
remember
those
you used to
guys.
mention that you would always be doing videos with him, and you guys used to do like live streams together back in the past. So I would go over there and watch him, but yeah, I couldn't watch that guy. We really tried to be like a wannabe wrestling Jesus, and there's only one wrestling Jesus. Anybody else? Nope. Of course, at least wrestling Jesus is actually funny. To an extent.
Yeah, yeah, Dustin, towards the end, especially towards the end, I had to get rid of him because he drove me crazy. Like he forced me to make this one vid saying stop bullying Dustin, and I told him, I said, Dustin, I feel uncomfortable. The guy wouldn't quit pestering me, and I ended up receiving so much hate, and it got to the point I was like, you know what, I'm deleting this video, and I blocked Dustin. I was like, you know what, I'm done with him. Like, I'm moving on, man. It's ridiculous. I actually felt bad for the guy at one point, but now looking back, I was like, this dude's bringing it on himself, and he tried to drag me down. So no, he's been deleted.
Yeah, and
And
then
I'll
you know
tell,
what sucks is I was gonna say what sucks is she probably tries to bring up like his condition too, like thinking that's gonna give him sympathy. But dude, doesn't matter if you're autistic or not. I mean, I know people that are autistic. I mean, I think everybody to an extent is autistic. Doesn't mean you can
oh yeah,
have the pity party and think that you can say anything you want. No, you can't.
no, and it's just like I used to tell Doug. I actually used to tell him that all the time. I said, Dustin, you are a grown ass man. Act like it, dude. And this is coming from a 21-year-old kid, man. That's just saying something, But it's ridiculous. It got to a point I had to just delete him everywhere because it was like, dude, man, every person that he came across he had heat with everybody. Like, it was ridiculous. The amount of videos people have made about him. He's definitely, you want to talk about the YWC? He's the first one on the list.
Oh God, yeah,
That's
and the YWC is vicious. I mean, you think of people like him, and you think of Wrestling Jesus, Sean's View Entertainment. I mean, oh
oh
God, it's like,
god.
yeah,
Yes. Sean's View Entertainment was bad, man. I actually remember the guy was full of shit. The
oh
guy was full
yeah,
of shit.
yeah,
I've
because he
seen
would
some
try
of
to
his
think he was a
videos.
big time news guy, but he was, it's like he was reading stuff already written on the internet, and then trying to, just read it verbatim, and it's like it wasn't doing anything original. Then he would get all mad and call out the trolls that started dissing him, like. Of course, the big one when he showed his dick on camera, right there,
Oh,
that ended him.
oh yeah. Dustin even talked about that. Yeah, man. Sean, like I said, all those guys, Dustin, all those guys, it was ridiculous, and that's why I don't mess with the word WC. After that, after Dustin, I was like, you know what? I'm done. That's why I don't get as much active. The only time I ever get on YouTube is usually if I talk to you and Josh or like you guys. To me, this is right here is the real wrestling community is when cool guys just get together and just talk AEW, talk basically just talk
Yep.
about wrestling in general, man. Not bash each other and oh man. And
And
I'll tell you,
that is
man.
also why I like Discord, because on Discord I can decide who comes into my Discord server. So if anyone comes and causes trouble, nope, they're out. And thankfully I haven't had those problems because everybody in my Discord is people that I already know. That's why I just put the link in my videos. I don't post it on Twitter just in case somebody random sees it and then they try to join. I mean,
Oh
because like I
yeah,
said, I have that power. Unlike with Twitter,
oh
what you get, I mean, all you can do is you can block them, but still, like, at least Discord, he has that more that personal level. So that's one thing I do like with Discord, and that's good reason why Josh don't need to do social media anymore. He couldn't put up with the stupid people that are on Twitter and Facebook. At least with Discord, you can just
yeah.
be with people and that's what's good about it.
Yeah, to me, when it comes to social media, I basically cleaned up a lot of things, including Instagram. I like to get on Instagram or of course YouTube. Like even on my YouTube channel, how I made those AEW videos when I went to the show. It got to the point I actually deleted all the like not deleted, but I deleted like the comments. So like I basically just turned the comments off. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of getting all these hate comments. I'm like, listen, if you don't like wrestling, why are you watching the video? So I got it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just turning the comments off. I'm not listening to it. You can have your opinion. I just don't want to hear about it. So, and it's my video, so
I'm
I
with
have the
you.
power to turn the comment. That's how I look at it. I have the power to turn the comments off. So I try to keep, I like to keep my channel clean. I'm mostly just, it got to the point I just joined the Jersey community. And honestly, I really like it. There's some wonderful people I met, and it's pretty cool. And there's a lot of wrestling fans on it. So we just talk about wrestling, and it's really cool, man. I like to surround myself around
Yeah.
positive people. After I joined, after I started doing DDP yoga, DDP would talk about it even while we would work out. He would talk about like, talk about like surrounding yourself with positive people. I said, man, that's what it's all about.
Yep, same with the Pokemon community. I mean, yes, in the Pokemon community there might be some bad people too, but at least when I got into back into Pokemon, I met some cool people like Joe, Johnny, and Jay, Stacey90. Found out they were wrestling fans, so it's cool. And hey, Pokemon's like one of those things that I enjoy. I do it for fun. I mean, yeah, people unfortunately do it for money, that like scalpers, and that's why it's hard to find Pokemon cards. But when you find the real people who like it for the sake of the cards, who just they open up the packs and they get that one rare card and they get excited over it, like it's the best feeling
Oh,
ever, and I like sharing that with people.
oh
But with
yeah,
wrestling, it almost getting hard to do wrestling videos anymore. Like anytime I do wrestling trading card videos, it's like other than maybe the good people, I get a lot of assholes that would say some stupid stuff, or people that will always try to get cards from me and they want me to give them cards, not trade or sell. And yeah, I mean, it's all bad if I can't find the cards as it is, but it got to the point I'm like, I'm kind of fine sometimes not doing wrestling trade card videos.
dude. This is how bad it was. Like when I did some of those box bakes, it got to the point, and plus the quality of the videos. When I went back and looked at them, I was like, man, the quality of those trading card videos I did wasn't really that good. So when I started doing on my channel, I decided to start making good quality videos, and I try to plan out everything I'm going to say so it'll be easier because I don't want to sound like So I like to plan out everything, make sure because I know I'm gonna have some idiot, come on and say,
Yeah,
"Oh, you're saying this wrong." I'm like, man, I was like, come on, man, and it got to the point like I had to delete the trading card videos because, dude, I had people asking me like, "Are you gonna sell your cards?" I'm like, no, dude, I'm not selling my cards. I spent a lot of money on these cards. Why am I gonna sell them? That's why I don't. That's why I don't
or
keep
action
duplicates
figures
anymore.
too. People will do the same thing to me when I try to do reviews of action figures. Someone asked me one time, like, "Hey, is that WWE title for sale?" I'm like, "No." Is this a sale video? No, this is a tour review. That's why I eventually stopped doing reviews. That and they just weren't getting that many views in general.
This is what I tell them. I was like, if I wanted to sell them, don't you think I would have said I'm gonna sell these figures or cards? No, I said I'm just showing them to you. I'm reviewing them. If I wanted to sell them, I would have said it.
Oh yeah.
Problem is people don't watch the videos. They don't listen. You know,
Nope, not
it, it's
at all.
ridiculous. Oh man,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
why
there's
for
some
a
dumb people.
while.
Like, even when it comes to like live streams, I did some live streams recently. And before the live stream started, and this is on my other channel, the RCTG channel, I already had like 3 dislikes on. Like, really? Like, you haven't even watched it yet. Like, wait till the dang live stream goes up, then hit the thumbs down. Like, I don't understand people.
Dude, I don't understand people either. That's why that's why it's gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? I kind of got that John Moxley attitude where it's like Steve Austin, where it's like, you know what? I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like seriously, man, like it's ridiculous. I was watching a Billy Bob Thornton movie, and he summed it up best in Bad Santa. He said, "People are monsters," and he's right though, man. People are monsters. It's ridiculous, man. It's like it's like what the hell is going on around here? People don't listen. It's all about me, me, me. That's all I hear, man. Sell, sell, sell.
Yep.
I'm like,
And hey,
I've even had, yeah,
yeah. I was gonna
even some of
say
my,
because of the lag, I was gonna say, oh, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, man. Like I don't know who's gonna, but why don't you go ahead? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say when it comes to people, I always compare the Slipknot song, "People Equal Shit."
Yes, people equal shit. Even some of my buddies in school, man, like I can't tell you how many times I got used in school, and like they were like, "Are you selling your cards?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I'm not selling my cards." And the thing is, the thing that really pisses me off, they keep asking me, even though they know I'm not gonna sell. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it
it
got to
is.
the
I
point
mean,
where yeah,
let's see. Anytime I
like
would
you
do
were
a
saying.
wrestling figure pickup video, yeah, I would say, yeah. Anytime I do like a wrestling figure pickup video, I'd have people asking me if I was selling anything. I'm like, no, I'm just showing what I buy. But thankfully, I don't get those comments anymore. But back then it used to be really annoying.
Oh yeah, man. Like it got to the point like where some of my former buddies, I can't even go to the wrestling shows around here without them following me around. I'm like, come on, man. And to truth be told, the only reason I go to the shows is like if I have a card of a wrestler that's coming down, I usually just go and meet them and take pictures, and if I can, at least get one or two cards signed. I'm not one of those guys that takes every card. I try to limit it. There's some wrestlers that were cool that will actually sign a couple for me, but I try to be as respectful as I can. Like, when I went to the Comic Con, like I mentioned, when I saw Billy Gunn, DJ Quills was there from Road Trip. He was in My Name Is Earl and Big Bang Theory. He was another cool dude. I talked to him for a while, and of course Michael Rooker from Walking Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He was there, so I got lucky that when I met Billy Gunn and DJ Quills, there was no line for them. But Michael Rooker, on the other hand, well, let's just say it was
Hmm.
a pretty big line. You know what? That's an understatement. But me and Billy, we ended up talking for a while, and I took a bunch of cards in case, and I was just taking one or two cards. That's it. And Billy was actually cool. He actually liked me, and he was like, "Man, I'll sign every card that you brought." I was like, "Are you sure, Billy?" Because I try to keep it respectful. But he signed just about all the cards I had of his. So, and he told me, he was
Hmm.
like, "Man, you made my heart happy." When I asked about Austin and Colts. So, but yeah, Billy Gunn. People think he's this rude guy, but if anything, man, he's a cool dude, man. If anything, it's some of those fans that are rude. That. But me, when I meet a wrestler, I try to be as respectful as I can. Because at the end of the day, listen, they're a human being like us. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. John, you just dropped out, dude. Oh, what? Eva Marie just popped in. What the heck? Okay, let me bring you back in.
Yeah, I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
It might be something on your end because I don't know, like for the internet, but I don't know. Do you use your cell phone there or do you use Wi-Fi?
I'm using Wi-Fi.
Okay, I was just wondering. Sometimes it could
Yeah.
vary about whatever you use. 'Cause I know I used to use my Wi-Fi because sometimes I use my cell phone data after a certain time, and if I'm not in a good area, then yeah, then it'll lag even worse for me.
Oh yeah. Since you're talking about the Wi-Fi, that was another thing Dustin Nunn used to get on people about. Well, you know what, Dustin? They don't. Not everyone has internet like yours, man. Like, oh,
Yeah,
he. I used to chew into him, man. When he would talk about my Wi-Fi, I'm like, well, Dustin, not everyone's got internet like you, man.
yeah, I know, man. It's
Oh,
tough. Like when I would do the streams with Josh and how his would be a little more clear than mine. It's like it varies from person to person. Sometimes some people are gonna be there, sometimes some people aren't. I mean,
yeah,
of course, here in this country, remember net neutrality got repealed, so until Biden ever
yep,
decides he wants to get that put back in place, and Trump let that jackass legit pie get rid of it, that's why we got crappy internet.
yeah. It's just, yeah, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I had to stop my stream earlier tonight because I was like, looking back at the quality, I was like, man, this is not cool at all. So, whatever, that's YouTube for you. That's the internet. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. That's the internet. You got some weird people on the internet, to say the least, man. Some pretty weird
Yeah, like
people.
this one right here, somebody's posing as Eva Marie. Like, we know you're not Eva Marie. Eva
What?
Marie is not gonna come to my YouTube channel. I know that she's not.
I mean, come on, dude. Eva Marie doesn't even know you exist. Come on,
Exactly.
dude. When
Okay, so
I
somebody right here
first
just asked SummerSlam main event prediction. Well, I'm gonna say if the main event's Roman Reigns or John Cena, I'm gonna say they're gonna have Roman win because they still want to build up to that big money match between Roman and The Rock.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It's gonna be Roman. And honestly, I love Roman as a heel, man. The tribal chief, man. I
Oh
love.
yeah.
I love.
You and Josh and myself can all agree that I wish Josh would come on. Like I
Yeah,
haven't heard from Josh at all, which is kind of weird. You know,
yeah,
he's
Josh.
probably like one of the
Yeah,
biggest Roman Reigns fans I know anymore.
I love Roman Reigns, man. Dude,
In fact, I'm trying
think
to check.
about it. Ever
Yeah.
since
Oh yeah.
ever since he turned heel,
Yeah. Go
look
ahead.
at the guy's t-shirts, man.
Mhm.
Now, I will admit something about WWE. Their t-shirts are good. I will admit they got some pretty cool shirts.
Oh yeah, definitely. When will Cena get the all-time record from Flair? I don't know to be honest. And if we want to be technical, Flair's only a 16-time champion because WWE says he's 16-time. But if you go look through the record book, he's got like maybe 19 or 20 world title wins. So really, until Cena goes and wins like 5 or 6 more belts, I mean, and obviously that's not. I don't think that'll happen anytime soon because he's so busy with Hollywood nowadays. I mean, it's good we got back to WWE for his match with Reigns at SummerSlam, but really, yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah,
it can't happen, but that ship has started to sail.
Since you brought that up, I was watching a table for three a while back with Randy Orton and Bruno Sammartino and Ric Flair, and they were talking about that. And Flair said that he actually dropped the belt a couple times in Puerto Rico, in the islands and a couple of those
Oh
places.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, Puerto Rico's
Yeah, I
crazy,
think
man.
one time, he lost the belt. Was it to Carlos Colon? I think he lost the belt to in
Car-
Puerto Rico because they didn't want him to lose
Carlos
because
Colon.
if Carlos Colon would have lost that match, there's a chance that the Puerto Rican fans would have killed Ric Flair.
I mean, oh God, Puerto Rico, man. Bruiser Brody.
Yes, Bruiser Brody.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where he was. Yeah, and of course, Carlos Colon's friend is the one that killed Bruiser Brody. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, man, that was crazy. Jose Gonzalez, man, and people
Yeah.
can say what they want about Tony Atlas, but I will say Tony Atlas was a true friend. He was there for Bruiser Brody, man. So people can say what they want, but you know what? Tony Atlas earned my respect.
Mm.
And I listen. I'm not saying and listen. I like Tony Atlas. I'll admit, in Legends House, he was a bit of a pain in the butt. He did start some stuff with Hacksaw Duggan too. I mean, come on, Hacksaw, and people can say what they want, but Hacksaw is a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at him. Look at him and Piper. Piper doesn't really, Piper's a loner, and even Hacksaw got him talking, got him having a good time. So, that's the kind of guy. He's another dude I'd love to
Yeah.
meet one day.
Yeah, and I always think back to Tony Atlas and that run he had on ECW after he was Mark Henry's manager. Wanted to be, Abraham Fox's sidekick. He had that like that laugh. Like that was something else.
Man, he was basically Abraham Washington's whipping boy. That was basically what he was. I mean, think about
Yep.
it. I mean, dude. And listen, Tony Atlas, man. You want to talk about weird, man? The foot fetish that man's got. It's one of the most talked about.
Ugh.
Like it. Oh God. Oh man. And him and Boston Wrestling had some heat a while back too. Like I'm friends with Dan. Like we talk sometimes, and he had some heat with them a while back.
Hmm.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty too. Marty Jannetty and Boston Wrestling had some heat, so it was crazy, and I hope Marty Jannetty's doing well.
Yeah,
He was
Margin,
another.
that's somebody else who had some problems. Man.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched Hannibal's interviews, but the Goon, man, the
Hmm.
interview him and Hannibal had, it was crazy, man. It was one
Hmm.
of Hannibal's worst interviews, and it was just, man, it was crazy.
Well, I mean, I remember there was the stuff he was saying to Triple H and saying that, yeah, hey, you might want to ask Stephanie if the kids are really yours. Like, I was like, damn, Margin Eddie, man, the stuff he be saying, oh.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty, man, it's honestly, man, difference between him and at least Sean, Sean found the Lord, and honestly,
Mm-hmm.
people talk so much crap about Shawn Michaels, but people need to realize Shawn Michaels is not that same person anymore. He's now a born
No.
again Christian, and that's the thing. I'm not saying he didn't do those. Yes, he did those things, but you know what? He's changed. He's not the same person anymore. And honestly, I have respect for Shawn Michaels, and honestly, what he's doing now is good, man. Helping out a lot of these young guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, with him, we're Triple H at NXT, and
Yeah, and then that damn.
Triple H and Shawn had no part in who got released from NXT, and I know that still bugs them to this day. And it's like, once again, get back to the main topic of this video, like, oh man,
Yeah,
and how they just, I don't know how much longer they want to stick around. I mean, before even Shawn said, I can't do this anymore. Like, sorry, Hunter, I gotta leave. Or of course, calling by his real name, Paul, but like, if Vince is gonna
yeah.
ruin this promotion, like, I can't be here anymore. So, and I wouldn't blame if he did.
I wholeheartedly agree, man. It's just crazy what he's doing, man. He's ruining it. Triple H has put so much into it, man. But yeah, brother. But I'll tell you, John, it's been good talking to you, man. I'm actually about to uh, go to sleep, man. It's been good talking to
All
you,
right.
brother. Uh,
Hey,
yeah,
I appreciate it.
we should yeah, we should definitely do this sometime. You know, like I said, let me know next time, and man, I'll definitely be
All
coming
right.
on
Yeah,
here more, man.
I'll post in Discord.
All right, sounds good, brother. Talk to you later,
All
my
right.
friend. See you,
Yep.
man.
Yep. Too sweet. All right. So thank you, John Patel. I do appreciate you coming to the stream. And so man, I'm glad I had somebody here. I haven't heard from anyone else so far. I didn't hear from Josh or anybody else. So right now I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go to my TV. I want to see how things are going. So I don't know why I sound weird on the television. So also, something else I want to mention right now, John, there's something on Discord called a voice chat. So we can also do voice chats every now and then if either of us are on. I mean, I kind of hide my online status on Discord because I'm usually at work most of the week. But I don't know. Maybe if I see you online and maybe we can chat there from time to time. But I'm still trying to figure out why my internet connection was so bad tonight. Like when it comes to the stream, and then I don't know. It's just like it looks crystal clear here when I watch it on my phone, but when I watch it on TV, it's just. So I'll probably leave this replay up for you guys. I don't know what happened, why this crapped out as bad as it did. I need to figure things out. I mean, like I said, even trying to use a VPN, I don't know. Maybe this just wasn't a good day to try to use the live streaming. I mean, it was a good talk. I had a good talk with John Patel, so if you guys watch the replay, you guys probably were able to hear him pretty well. I hope you guys heard me pretty well. I mean, man, maybe I shouldn't watch that 360. Maybe I should have went out and watched that losing or something. I might have to watch the replay later. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kind of that way, but it's actually getting kind of late here too. It's already 11:24, so yeah, I'm about to wrap up here soon. If you guys can hear me pretty well, I actually need to eat something. I haven't ate anything in a while. So I probably need to do that, and I also need to do some laundry because I got to go to work tomorrow. And yeah. So next stream, hopefully we'll go a little better. I mean, this one went all right for what it is. We got to talk about most of the stuff I want to talk about. Vince McMahon's at NXT and he's ruined it. AEW and just anything else that we were able to talk about. Sorry that it got to a rocky start the first hour, and then I started up again an hour later. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what other live streaming apps I can use that'll work a lot better than StreamYard. If StreamYard's gonna keep doing this on Wi-Fi, because I just don't understand it. It worked fine the last time I did this on a Thursday, and then why it's doing like this now, I do not understand. I really don't. So I don't know. We're gonna try to get. I don't know. I'm just losing my words right now about myself. So next stream, my plan is I want to stream a watch along for SummerSlam 2011, which will feature the main event of CM Punk and John Cena, both were WWE champion. So it was like for the unified WWE championship. So hey, the SummerSlam be on Saturday, but I won't be able to watch it. So why not go back and watch a classic SummerSlam? And it kind of ties into CM Punk's rumored debut on AEW Rampage in Chicago this coming Friday. So maybe this is all foreshadowing, I guess. Other than that, video wise, I do have a What's My Dollar General video. I actually need to get around to edit it, believe it or not. Try to get that edited all together so I can have it uploaded to YouTube maybe tomorrow, hopefully. So once I get that done, and I got another bill for the RATTCG channel, open up some Sword Shield base packs. I already did that video actually today, but if you're subscribed to the RATTCG channel, you like Pokemon, so there'll be another one. But hey, the Dollar General one, I'll tell you right now, I thought I had a good hit at the Dollar General packs. I mean, the Family Dollar packs. I mean, the Dollar General packs were. I mean, one of the hits. Oh man, I'm losing my words. But guys, I'm about to wrap it up. Like I said, hopefully the next time I come back on, maybe the quality be better. I hope. That's why, like I said before, I'm trying out a VPN. Maybe if anyone knows any better live streaming, apps that work where you can invite guests. I don't know. Maybe if I'll do Zoom, I'll try that out. I don't know. Something that actually will work with your Wi-Fi, where it doesn't screw it up and make the quality look like crap. And well, having these headphones is good, but I'm about to take them off. Having my ears locked through. So you guys can still hear me as I take them off. Oh man, that might have made my audio quality a little bad. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I need to get a drink. I need something to eat. Got some other things to do. So if you were here for the stream, thank you for watching. Hopefully the next one will be better. I mean, once again, hey, I enjoyed my discussion with John Patel. I do appreciate him being on. Do have a good sleep. Anybody else that couldn't make it, hopefully you can make it for the next stream, like Josh, like Jim, and anyone else. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Rock on. Keep collecting. Stay safe. And StreamYard, YouTube, please fix this. This needs to be better. Make it better for mobile people like me. All right, I'll get off my soapbox now. I'm done ranting. I'm wrapping up. Y'all have a good night.